It is 6:01. Good morning. I'm Jonathan Schaefer from the Superbook.com sports desk. Fueled by a strong offensive performance and a historic night from Derrick Henry, the Titans defeated the Packers 27-17 last night in Green Bay on Thursday Night Football. Ryan Tannehill, 22 of 27, 333 yards and 2 touchdowns. Derrick Henry, 87 yards on 28 carries and a rushing score and a passing score.
Henry back in the game with 43 seconds to play in the half. Give Henry on the left side into the end zone. Touchdown, Titans! Derrick Henry to pay dirt, and the Titans cash in on the great field position.
And with that running touchdown by Derrick, it was his 10th of the season. It's the 5th straight season he reached that mark. He becomes the 5th player in league history to accomplish that. The Titans never trailed in the game. They have won 2 in a row, 7 of their last 8. It's their 2nd win in 5 days. To the ice, the Predators defeated the Islanders 5-4. Nashville has won 3 in a row, all at home. It's their longest winning streak of the season. It is truly a victory Friday. For our foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and the Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
The Tennessee Titans have come to Lambeau and have beaten the Green Bay Packers in convincing fashion. They scored on the first series of the game. They never trailed. They took it to them, and for 10 days now, they're going to sit and be able to get better, to get stronger, to relax, to know they are 7-3, and everybody else has to go at it this weekend and see if they can keep pace. Final score from Lambeau: Tennessee 27, Green Bay 17, as the Titans come north and get it done again.
Welcome into Ramon, Kayla, and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors on 104.5 The Zone, the only team in the National Football League to start each of the last 3 seasons 7-3, and the Tennessee Titans leave no doubt in Lambeau Field on Thursday Night Football, along with 11-year NFL veteran and a very smug Ramon Foster this morning. Kayla Anderson and the best producer in the world, Jonathan Schaefer, making the show happen.
The best producer in the world.
I'm Will Bowling. The phone number is 615-737-1045. As Ramon Foster, we hope, does not get too winded taking 4 hours of victory laps this morning.
He's already gasping over there, and he's got his grill in.
I got my grill in today because there's nothing but pure gold coming out of my mouth today, okay? You hear me? It's going up today. It's all right. It's okay to call in. I gave y'all my personal number last night. 615-737-1045 is the number you can call in as I sip my coffee that I'm sure somebody spit in this morning. This is a great day to be right. Look, it's hard being right, y'all. It's cool. I'm here for it, though. I told you, we didn't get 30. We did not get 30. But did we not drop them on the table last night and just let them know?
Yeah.
Look, trailing. It was basically the dagger. All you TD haters, Todd Downing haters, what was that game like for you? It was beautiful, Will. Almost 400 yards of offense. Is that what we were? Whoo!
I thought Tim Kelly, the passing game coordinator, was great.
You saw that on Twitter yesterday. That's for sure.
That's what we're doing today.
No, Todd Downing, give him the credit that is due in that one.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, I did not expect that to happen on the frozen tundra. I just didn't expect that many points from the Titans in general. It's the most points they've had all season.
Look, as I put on my Cartier frames right now, I tried to tell y'all I saw something that was going to happen, okay?
Bragging camp is going really well.
It's going well, man.
Over here, sitting over here, we have about $40,000 of accessories.
And energy drinks.
And energy
Right
drinks,
side of
yes.
the table.
And Tahitian treats this morning.
Yes, courtesy
Shout
of
out.
Travis.
Yeah, thank you, Travis.
Yes, thank you,
love
Travis.
to see
Travis, absolutely.
Things
Look,
are so good.
they're way too good, Will, is what they are. I'm telling y'all, man, this was something I called. This is something that I stood by my man. You know what I'm saying? TD.
Stand by your man.
We got to hear that today. We got to hear it's going down. Shout out to Ty
yeah.
Downey. We got to hear the Mary J. Blige version of "I'm Going Down."
Yeah.
You understand me? Because I stood by this man, and here we are victoriously on a Friday. Look, I told you I'll accept fresh flowers, wild flowers, okay, red flowers,
Flowers, huh?
dead flowers for the people that hated on us.
Okay.
And we're here, Kayla, of all sorts. You hear me?
Yeah.
That's where we are today, okay? If you had listened to me, hey, Titans on a primetime game, guess what? Bet the under. No. You lost last night.
Did you win money on? Did you?
I won hope, okay?
Okay,
That's what
that's
I
good
won.
enough.
I won
I mean, I'd
hope.
rather have money, but you know.
I know. I was gonna say. I mean,
I tried to tell y'all.
you should have bet.
I was this close. We're there. I'll lie. I'm taking way too much space right now, okay? I'm taking way too much space, but I promise you, I got on good running shoes today, and I'm feeling real well about the outlook for this victorious Friday.
Too slow.
Yeah, you know what? Even he's got to give it up today.
Did you sleep?
Barely.
Okay. I didn't think so.
It's like Christmas.
Yeah, I thought
it's
maybe
really
that would
like
be
Christmas right now.
615-737-1045. This morning, we react with you as well as voice of the Titans, Mike Keith, coming up at 7:40 this morning. Teresa Walker of the Associated Press at 9:20. And we give the Titans offense and Todd Downing credit for looking like the 2020 Titans offense. And I think that's the best way that you can describe what the Titans did last night. The Traylon Burks game, his coming out party had a career high in the first half. The vertical passing game, the tight ends, the screen game, everything was working.
What about the offensive line?
And the offensive
And the
line
OL.
was terrific.
And the play caller.
Gave up 3 sacks, but you really couldn't tell that there was somebody
Right.
in the backfield on every play. It's like the Packers got their money's worth when they did get a sack. And other than that, Titans' offensive line was good.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Brewer and
Yeah.
Dylan Radins in new positions. Good.
Yeah.
Could be your potential future line.
Absolutely could.
Maybe. Yeah.
This was exactly what the doctor ordered for a passing offense that has to be that in order for the Titans to reach the ultimate goal. And now we can start talking about the ultimate goal not just being, hey, win the AFC South and see what happens. The ultimate goal now for this team, as it should be,
Yeah.
is to compete with the best teams of the
Yes.
NFL. And you're going to have an opportunity to do that again against Cincinnati next weekend and Philadelphia the week after that. So everything is in front of this team. As I said, they're 7-3 for the third consecutive season through their first 10 games of the year. They're the only team in the NFL to do that over the last 3 years.
Crazy. And of course, I'm saying the pushback by saying, don't get your hopes up too high. This is always if the play calling is like that, meaning this was a short week. It was more simple than I think it was. Then it looked complex last night too. I thought it was more or less, look, just call what's given to you. And also this, Ryan Tannehill's passing tree that he had available to him last night. The run game was efficient enough to where it opened up. He placed the ball in places where I've seen quarterbacks like Rodgers, where I've seen
Austin Hooper touchdown?
Kayla, seriously.
Perfect.
All the crossing routes and out routes that he had, he's really throwing it in windows last night. I'm like, I'm going to be real with you. Even me, I'm like, who the hell is this dude?
Yeah.
I'm sitting on my back porch watching the game like, wait, is that Ryan Tannehill? And he threw it to places that only the tight ends, wide receivers, and running backs could catch
Yeah.
it. Even the out routes to the sideline, I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, that's a pick. No, it was a completion, man. Again, the Ryan Tannehill appreciation tour has been started. We started this a while back in the sense of just,
Yeah.
look, not as bad as you think he is. The Malik people that are just like, oh, we got to get this. I feel you. But in general, that's what it can look like. But Will said this earlier, too. Before we came on the show, he didn't go outside his box. He played it exactly where you needed a guy like Ryan Tannehill to play it.
Yeah, I mean, 22 for 27, 333 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have that one interception.
Yeah, which was a crazy play.
When we'll talk about that in a second. But look, Ryan Tannehill, when he has weapons available, and he has Traylon Burks back right now.
Yeah.
That's huge because Traylon's taking great strides in potentially being that guy in the future. I mean, he proved it last night that he can make big-time plays, make big-time catches in big-time moments. But Austin Hooper continues to be that dude for him that we saw in training camp that we didn't see early on. And what I am just amazed by is, Tannehill was accurate last night. I thought he made some really good throws, but he's still doing it on a bum ankle. He is not 100%, guys. He is hurting still.
You can tell.
That ankle is not going away anytime soon. That guy is a tough son of a you-know-what.
Yeah.
And he put it on display last night. He was the gun.
Gun.
That's a gun. Tough son of a gun.
Tough son of a gun.
And he put it on display last night, and he was the better quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron Rodgers was on the other side.
Aaron Rodgers.
Before we go to our
Aaron
first
Rodgers.
break, that's right, a lot of that today. We begin with Caples on the phone line. 615-737-1045. Good morning.
How y'all doing on this victorious Friday?
Oh, we're great.
Oh, you know how we doing.
All
Come
right.
on.
So let's go ahead and get it out the way. I got some fresh daisies for Ramon Foster over there because his homeboy caught a half-decent game last night. So, Ramon, shouts out to you, which really, in essence, us Todd Downey detractors are happy because, hey, did y'all NFL people who are interested and need a new head coach see how good our offensive coordinator was last night? Go ahead and hire that man and give him a job. We will give him to you to a discount rate. So, Ramon, anytime you look successful, we happy too, because maybe somebody will hire that man and take him off our hands.
Boy, y'all can't. Ooh,
He
y'all.
spun
Thank you,
that one.
Caples. Appreciate the
Didn't
call.
he? Kayla, what is
Like a
this?
DJ.
615-737-1045, the number. First 300-yard game of the season for Ryan Tannehill, his highest output since September the 19th in Seattle last season. 615-737-1045. The Ryan Tannehill tour has gone national, and we take your phone calls all morning, reacting to the Titans win in Lambeau Field. Coming up next, more of your reaction on Ramon, Kayla, and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors, 1045 The Zone. And yes, Ramon was right.
Genesis Diamond's biggest and last sale of the year is here, starting today, this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You've been hearing about this. It's an extraordinary event with savings up to 35% store-wide. Rings, earrings, pendants, bands, bracelets, nothing is held back for this once-a-year, 3-day store-wide event. Acclaimed designers are here with expanded collections and special pricing. It's a massive jewelry trunk show with a lot of new items never before seen. California and New York designers are here showing off the good stuff if you're interested in this. Get across-the-board savings from wedding bands to engagement rings to fashion rings and bracelets. Shop early for Christmas and don't miss these prices. Plus, get 0% interest financing. And yes, luxury pre-owned Rolexes are included in this. Genesis has a fantastic collection of really hard-to-find Rolex watches in pristine condition. And when Genesis Diamond has a sale, you know it's the real deal. These extreme values are at this once-a-year event. The biggest and last store-wide sale of the year today, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for this incredible event. Genesis Diamonds at both locations in Green Hills and in Cool Springs.
Tannehill, play fake, looking, firing to the end zone. Incomplete. Hooper comes down with it in the end zone. Oh, that may be a touchdown. It could also be ruled an interception. Watch it. He's on the ground with the ball, and then Ford takes it away from him. I think that's a touchdown.
After replay assistance ruling on the field is a touchdown.
Yes, sir, it is.
Yes, it is. The Ryan Tannehill Appreciation Tour continues, and Ramon Foster is rallying the people to begin a Todd Downing Appreciation Tour. It's Ramon, Kayla, and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors on 104.5 The Zone with Ramon Foster and Kayla Anderson. I'm Will Bowling as Ramon Foster takes a 4-hour victory lap today.
You better pace yourself.
Nah, I can't prepare for this one. I had to force
It's a marathon.
myself to sleep last night because I was like, I can't wait to get in here, okay? I can't wait to talk to my peeps and hear all the good things they got to say about Todd Downing because we were out front and just told them I'm an AD, a DA, a Downing advocate. You understand? Team Todd Downing, let's go.
615-737-1045 is the number. Bam is up next on the phone lines with us this morning. Hello, Bam.
Let's go. Morning, fam. You know what? I'm humble enough. I am humble and man enough to say, Ramon, you were right, sir. I have a medium well T-bone porter steakhouse for you.
Yeah.
This afternoon.
I gladly accept, okay? And I'm sure the way you'll cook it and grill it up, I won't even need no sauce because Todd Downing got all the sauce.
Right. I'd be offended if you use sauce. I would be highly offended.
As you should be.
Look, let's get into it, man. First off, this defense almost looked like Arthur Smith's offense. I'm sorry, the offense almost looked like Arthur Smith's offense, which was, it was kind of scary in a sense because it's like, man, Ryan looked incredible. I love Austin Hooper. I'm sorry. I hope we can work out something because the dude he's his blanket. Hands down, period, man. Traylon, the emergence of Traylon. Now that he's getting it, now that confidence is there, now we can see where, the new AJ could kind of, or the AJ prototype, let me say that, could kick in. Derek, that dude just got so much heart, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He kind of scared me for a minute when he went in the tent, but maybe he just had to use the bathroom again. Yeah. So it's just all of a sudden now everything is just starting to click. But now that we have 10 days to rest and get, recouped and healed up, I think we really going to hurt Kevin McAllister coming in here. I hope we have another 9 sacks against him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm with that.
Going into this Home Alone, this needs to be Home Alone floor at the bloodbath. Jeff needs to go ahead and get that lion out. You know what I'm saying?
The front four will be the Wet Bandits in Nissan Stadium next Sunday.
Absolutely. But watching them almost gave us a new hope to where, with the help, and we get, is Kyle coming back this game, or does he have 1 or 2 more games left?
I want to say he's got one more left.
Okay. It makes you more optimistic to see how many more options he can get to. You know what I'm saying? And is the pass game going to open up more for Derek? Because I really want Derek. He's over 1,000 yards. He needs about almost 200 to almost to be where he was, you know what I'm saying, to get that 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying he necessarily will get it, but it's not impossible, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm starting to feel better about it. Let's just go in there and get, 1-0 every game. But Ramon, I got you, homie. Just let me know wherever we linking up at. I'm going to get the house going for you.
It's hard being right around here, y'all. It's hard being right around here,
Thank you, Ben.
man.
Appreciate the call, bud.
I didn't want to be this right. I didn't.
Yes, you did.
You damn right I did.
Give me a break. You ain't fooling anyone with that acting over there.
Yeah, I did, Kayla. I wanted to be right so bad.
Kyle Phillips was originally on IR for Week 8, so he would be eligible to come back for Cincinnati. We'll see.
Yeah.
So he has had the 4 games, but I would be surprised if he was back already. 615-737-1045, the number. Woody in Jolton up next with us this morning. Hello, Woody.
Morning, Woody.
Didn't have to go to a challenge. I'm glad somebody higher up said, "Nah, it's a touchdown."
Yeah, yes, indeed.
Hey, Woody, what's up?
Tighten up.
There we go. Todd Downing up.
Tighten up. Gas pedal.
All right, well,
Where
there's
would it go?
Woody and Jolton.
I
don't think he ever knew. I don't think he ever knew he was on.
Short and sweet.
He's
That's
probably
what
watching
You know
the
what?
replay.
Let's try it again.
Yeah.
Hey, Woody, you ready to go, bro?
Yeah, man, I'm here pumping
There he
gas.
is.
Me and some guys
Oh, you're good.
down here.
Man, see, that's what a Victory Friday do for you. Everybody friendly
right.
at the gas pumps.
Right?
You feel me? Just
That's right.
everywhere.
What's going on?
Hey, Titans Mania fixed to kick off. We're all about Todd Downing now. He's from zero to hero in one day.
That's right.
I'm about ready to get out some of that bourbon. What about you, Ramon?
Man, I swear to you,
Last night.
I'm getting a nice bottle after the show today, and I'm just going to celebrate it. I might even call Will Bowling over, man. Just sit him down, and we have a good time because when you write, you hear me? You're right. And today, victoriously on a Friday, it's all good, baby. Even that gas price right there don't bother you right now.
Man, it was so cold last night. We was drinking moonshine.
Ooh.
Love that.
And the layers was coming off again.
You didn't even need a fire.
No. Hey, man, can I give a real quick shout out?
You may.
Man, I want to give a shout out to Jay Jones. He runs a brake truck. Like I say, he works hard. He gets a lot of people sick with them hot dogs, but I know he's listening. Hey, he's a Vol for life, too.
Go Vols. That's all that matters.
Thank you,
then.
Woody. Appreciate the call.
What is he serving? Dirty dogs?
Go Vols. 615-737-1045.
You know what that call was? That's America.
That was at its finest, pumping gas,
And I did digging on his friend at the
talking
end.
about hot
Woody, go
dogs.
Vols.
That
Go
was
Vols.
so great.
Incredible.
Go Vols. Eric in Nashville up next with us this morning at 615-737-1045. Hey, Eric.
Hey guys, I saw the post game. The reporter asked Aaron Rodgers the question. He says, "Aaron, where do you go from here?" And he said, "Home." That's literally and figuratively. Yeah, you're going home. There's almost ESPN guys that said, "Hey, they're gonna beat the Titans and make a run. Their run is done because we run it now, guys."
Hey, there we go.
I will tell you what, the defense guys had talked to them after that long drive where we didn't get nothing, 3 and out. After the Tannehill interception, 3 and out. They got the sack and this big 4th down stop, guys. I tell you what, and the offense, certainly we need this in the playoffs if we're going to go anywhere. It gives me hope, and hopefully we can keep it up. And let's beat Cincinnati to get revenge for last year in 10 days, guys. Tighten up. Y'all take care and have a great rest of the day.
You too,
Thanks,
Eric.
buddy.
Appreciate the call.
This hit right here, though, was not okay with
Ramon Foster again showing Kayla and I things that
It's an audio, medium,
No,
Ramon.
Nobody knows what you're
No,
showing.
I was talking to y'all about it as
I
we
know
were in
you
between
but,
calls
but
right
we
there.
are also
Yeah.
talking to
Yeah,
hundreds
you're
of thousands of people around the greater Nashville area and beyond.
So explain the hit.
Well, this was the 3rd down where Tannehill has to scramble. And initially, he had the first down just being, if he'd have just gone from the beginning. And then he just started panicking and rolled out. And goodness gracious, he
That
got
hit.
popped
Yeah.
on that
That's what
shoulder.
I'm talking about. I mean, he's hurting too.
Yeah, that was a hit. I was expecting Ryan Tannehill to get up stumbling. And I was just like, he took one.
He did.
Luckily, it was his non-throwing shoulder, though. But, I don't want any quarterback taking a hit like that.
Yeah, that hit cannot happen.
And that
No.
cold too.
That cannot happen.
Can we talk about also in this, the way even Herb Street then was speaking about Ryan Stonehouse last
Yeah.
night? Everybody in the world knows this dude's a weapon now, don't
In
they?
the world, Craig.
In
Yeah.
the world.
I'll tell you what, the Ryan Stonehouse Appreciation Tour has already not only gone national, it's gone global.
Yeah.
People are waking up to that.
Like,
Yeah.
a punter, y'all, like, even if your offense is stalling,
It's the Titan way.
you got to freaking do this flipping the field. Like, this brings a new awareness to what these guys can do when you got a good one.
He makes it look easy too. I'm like, what?
Is he even that tall?
No,
Just leg.
not very tall.
Just all leg.
What you said that was a little bit creepy. I'm not
The
gonna
way
lie to
she
you.
just said it, one rib.
Rib.
My bad.
By the way, does Derrick Henry look even bigger? Like yesterday, watching him on
Yeah.
prime time going up against some of these other dudes I'm like, this guy is gigantic.
Like,
Yeah,
he
no.
legit looked like the Predator out on
He really did.
With the black visor, too.
And I think the hair down does it now, like the
Yeah.
braids down.
Look like the
I mean, he
Predator.
just looks huge.
Mhm.
It's incredible. He's a beast.
Did you see also the attitude he caught? Whenever they
Yeah.
tried to throw him down and
Yes.
he walked up on him?
I
I'm
saw
like,
that one specific play. I can't remember which one it was, but he was not happy.
No, he wasn't happy.
It was after they got the 18-play
Yes.
drive ended in no points.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he got stuffed on 4th and short, which was the right call.
Yeah.
The right play call, just didn't execute. And
Yep.
as Jonathan Schaefer said on that Ramon Kayla Will last night, the other team gets paid too.
Yeah, they do.
That's just good. I mean, and
Yeah.
even the interception, and we'll get into this as we kind of dive deeper into Ryan Tannehill's performance last night, but Ryan Tannehill's interception he threw, obviously can't happen in that moment when you've got a lead. You've got to look to the other side and just see where you're throwing the football and where you're leading your wide receiver. It's just a really good play by the defensive back.
Yeah.
And the instincts to make that play. I mean, it's just kind of one where you're like, okay, if there's an interception that has ever not been on a quarterback other than like a tip drill or something weird happening, that's kind of it.
Yeah.
It's a good play.
It was. Watching that, I was wondering, where the heck did he come from?
Yeah.
You explain it, though, Will. Go ahead.
Well, and what I think happened, and I'll take a look at the film today and confirm this, but it looked like there was supposed to be a second route underneath, and a tight end was supposed to be on a drag route to keep that corner at home from then bailing on whatever's underneath and dropping back as the third guy in coverage.
Yep.
And Ryan Tannehill saw Traylon Burks break free with
and had him.
Corner had outside leverage, and Burks was inside and was good, and said, I've got a tight end in the flat that I think is going to be taking that backside corner away, and the tight end fell down.
Yep. So that's the reason the DB bailed to the middle coverage
I
right there.
think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Either way, it's a mistake you can't make in that moment, but I'll tell you what, Mike Vrabel talks a lot about playing complementary football, and this was the essence of what complementary football is.
And that's with guys that on defense, again, you didn't have some of your starters out there. I think we were expecting Elijah Molden to get out there. He wasn't able to go. Bud Dupree wasn't able to go. Amani Hooker wasn't able to go. Danico Autry, hoping and praying that he is okay. I don't think it's a serious knee injury.
Yeah.
But that took him out of the game. Everybody was getting banged up, but it doesn't matter with this defense. They just continue to go at it. And that's what's so impressive. Every game, it's somebody that goes down.
Yep.
And they just continue to go about business per usual.
Yep. Watching Christian Fulton even be out.
Trey Avery
that's
came
right.
and made some plays.
Yeah.
Because the hammy came up again.
Did you even notice it? Like, not
really.
Not respectfly saying
it's
just
two
like
drives.
It was towards the end.
Guys are playing the roles even when asking like late minute drives in the game.
Well, Kirk Herbstreit said on the broadcast, why are they not going after 30? Go after the rookie Trey Avery.
Saying it.
Then they did, and Trey Avery knocked the football away.
Ask Kirby
They
what
came
Kevin
back to
Byers'
him.
name is.
Oh, God.
Look,
I'm sorry.
Al, man. Whew.
He had he called Chig Craig Okonkwo.
Craig
Yeah, he
Okonkwo.
did. And,
What in the world, Craig?
Last
The world.
week, last week he called he was still calling Marcus Mariota.
I
last
can't.
week.
I can't with that. You get paid too much money
Yeah.
to be
lot
screwing
of
up
money.
names.
Mike Keefe don't do that.
Nope.
You feel me?
Lot
Shout
of
out to the
money.
vibe.
615-737-1045. We go to the phones to our good friend Goody Mike, who is celebrating a very special day.
Holla, before you even take his call.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I'm going to let you finish. You Goody Mike is who you said, right?
You are?
Thanks, you.
Yes. Goody Mike, who also was supposed to be going to sleep last night, that kept tweeting last night, watching our guy Todd Downing last night, called an immaculate, phenomenal game on primetime TV. Go ahead, Will.
Well, Mike, there's your birthday present, I guess, from Ramon Foster. How are you?
What up? So, Will and Kayla, y'all good? Y'all fitting?
Mike,
Y'all
happy
fitting in the
birthday,
room
man.
Okay?
They're
I'm
doing well.
excited. Thank you for your birthday wishes, Will. I thank you, man. I just want to make sure that first I want to make sure y'all okay. Y'all are fitting in that room okay. Because I know Ramon's big head right now is just taking everything up. And plus on top of that, it's full of helium. Now hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me roll my window up. Hold on. Okay, so first off, shout out to them Titans. Let's go. Tighten up.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with the win. Very happy with the win. I'm happy that, Downey did, have some better plays. I'm happy that the wide receivers was catching the ball. I'm going to go ahead and give you some flowers, but I'm going to give you those fake dusty flowers from Old Time Pottery.
I take them too.
All right, cool. All right, but don't oversell it just yet now. Do not oversell it just yet because a bunch of them plays was Arthur Smith's plays, like I just said. Okay? All them trick plays, okay? That's Vrabel right there. Look at Vrabel's history. Okay, he was a linebacker that got thrown in on offense on trick plays. That's Vrabel. Downing is still a boy, doing what Vrabel is telling him to. Papa, calm that down, man.
No,
calm that down,
absolutely
man.
not.
Calm that down,
No,
because
we said it even last year.
Vrabel is doing Downing is doing what Vrabel is telling him to do, because Vrabel is still the head coach. Vrabel went into his bag and said, you know what I used to do with his arrogant self. And he went to his trick plays out his bag, dog.
No.
That's all it is.
No.
Yeah.
He called a good game, Mike. It's all right. It's okay. Look, listen. You get an opportunity to have a real. Mute him real quick. You get an opportunity.
You get CNN.
Let me get this one last point.
Go ahead.
You got 4 hours. To say I'm stupid. I got this hot quick second. Okay, so hold on.
I'd never do that.
Okay, but Downey. Okay. Downey. Yeah, he did such a good job. He called that theatrical longest yard, a.k.a. Tom Brady. Oh, I don't know. 40 inches played prematurely. When we was on the goal line, that's when it was time to do the dramatics. That's when it was time to pull out that theatrical play right there. He didn't know. Let's be real about it. Did he do better? Yes, he did. But calm yourself down and take some of that air out of your head, all right? Because it's nice he turned it around right now so that we can get better going into the playoffs. But calm yourself down because you got lucky on the troll bit, homeboy.
How deep I gotta dig for you to pipe down?
Mike, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Happy birthday, Mike.
All I'm saying is this, okay? We all get to enjoy a very nice Thanksgiving because of Todd Downing's play calling last night and that phenomenal defense.
Well, I'm not going to enjoy Thanksgiving because of Todd, but
well, yeah,
I'll enjoy it for many other reasons.
I'm with that. That's
Why
a
is
fair
the carpet
point.
wet?
That's a fair
Todd.
point. That's a
Todd.
fair point.
I don't know.
That's a fair point.
I think you have to give Todd credit for
great
this
reference.
game.
That's all I'm
I
saying,
think that
KK.
that's okay to give him credit. Now, some of these plays, I would agree with Mike because
That they're
listen.
okay. Go ahead.
Derrick
I'm here
Henry
for it.
was interviewed after the game. I told you guys this by
Yes.
Carly Hartung. He was asked about who drew up the play about the throwing the touchdown pass, the jump pass.
Yep.
He did mention Vrabel
Yeah.
had us working on it. So I'm not saying he came up with it, but Vrabel has been known to pull out bag of tricks.
Most head coaches do have their
But that doesn't
fingerprints
take away
on
from the
something.
rest of the game.
Exactly. We did this about 2 years ago when it came to Shane Bowen. Like, now nobody mentions Shane because he's found a consistency in what he's doing. Like, Todd Downing is still very, rare when it comes to this play calling in his league.
And if he continues to call games like last night, then he'll have the same conversation about him.
There we go.
Keep doing it. 615-737-1045 is the number. Much more of your reaction after this as we continue to recap the Downing Advocates' dream. Ramon Foster last night. 27-17 over the Packers. Much more reaction after this on 1045 The Zone. Hey, it's Will Bowling here from my friends at League Company, telling you to put League Company on your team and stay ahead of the game with home maintenance, repairs, and much, much more. For less than $9 a month, you can sign up for the League Company home maintenance plan and receive 4 visits to your home every year by an experienced technician. Let the League Company professionals keep your cooling, heating, plumbing, and electrical systems in tip-top shape. And for less than $9 a month, your League Company home maintenance plan will give you 4 visits to your home every single year. And League Company, they do it all. Get the best players on your team today. Learn more at leaguecompany.com or give them a call at 615-567-1000. That's leaguecompany.com, 615-567-1000. League Company, all you need.
Packers creeping up. They've got 8 in the box. Here they come. Tannehill drops, fires, got it complete to Hilliard at the 5. Hilliard into the end zone. Touchdown, Titans! Dontrell Hilliard, for the 4th time this year, receives a TD.
All that man does is catch passes in the red zone and turn them upfield for 6. Ramon, Kayla, and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors, right here at 104.5 The Zone.
Todd's a survivor.
Yeah, he is.
Exactly why I played it.
Ramon Foster, Kayla Anderson, Will
Kayla
Bowling with
gets
you. On the phone lines at 615-737-1045, where John in the Borough is up
John.
next. Good morning, John.
Come on, John.
Good morning. Good morning. Yo, did I miss something last night? Did the Titans win a game with Todd Downing as their OC like they've done 19 out of 27 games in the last 2 seasons?
Yeah,
That's correct.
They
Right.
did.
Like, I said this a long time ago when Ramon and Will were on the show that about this fan base, that certain folks ain't loyal.
Ha.
Well, man, how the chickens come home to roost.
Come on, John.
Ride with him 24/7. Ride with them when they're good. Ride with them when they're bad. Don't be fair weather. Don't be a Vol fan.
Whoa.
Hey. Oh, he hung up on that.
He just dropped off.
But he gave us the last word to say that
He's a Memphis guy.
Gosh.
Memphis guy.
Oh, wow.
he's still mad about their loss to St. Louis in basketball. 615-737-1045. Cousin P checks in with us this morning. Hello, P. What's up?
P?
Hey, listen, man. I'm trying to bring balance to this show today because it's going to be crazy. Ramon's taking his 4-hour laugh. Man, my God, it's going to be nuts. All right? Let's bring a little balance to this thing.
I'm here
First
for
of
it.
all, I am a Todd Downing, I don't want to say hater, but I'm just like, dude, I don't know about this guy. I'm not going to lie to you guys.
You're a man of the people, P.
I know, and I'm trying to be balanced on this thing. I'm trying to be rational. All right, this early morning on this Victory Friday. We just had a Victory Monday, got a Victory Friday. I'm trying to be rational. Listen to me, though. Todd Downing had a great game yesterday. He called a great game, okay? But it's a small sample size, Ramon. It's a small sample size, bro. Come on.
There y'all go minimizing.
We'll see if he can continue, man. I hope he does. I mean, because I want a Super Bowl in this city. So I want this man to succeed more than anybody.
Yeah.
So we'll see if he can continue to do his thing. I want to bring something to your all's attention, this stat, okay? 36 years since 1986, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the Titans have won in Green Bay. They won in 86 and in 2004.
Wow.
That's 18-year gap, right? And I tweeted about this, and they won again yesterday night. Once again, 18 years from 2004.
Oh,
So
whoa.
this was a simple Google search. I said, you know what? Let me see when's the last time we won in Lambeau because that's a historic place to play, right?
Right.
So looking back on it, every 18 years since 86. So I knew we were going to win this game last night. I did not think, and to Ramon's credit, I did not think we were going to win. And the fashion that we won, 27 points on the board, and the way we won when it comes to Tannehill throwing the ball for over 300 yards, man. I didn't expect that in the Frozen Tundra. So, Ramon, you get your flowers.
Yeah.
Take your victory lap.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. Hey, listen, and I hope Todd Downing continues to succeed. I hope this was the rule yesterday and not the exception.
I'm with that.
Todd Downing, man. All right? I'm going to leave y'all with that, man. I love my boys. Ramon, keep doing your thing, man. Kayla, we're so fortunate to have you every morning on this show. Will, bowling. Bowling.
Yep.
Hey, man, we love what you guys do, man. And also, one last thing, man. Y'all got to give Kirk Herbstreit a break, man. This guy's a Nashville native, man. Give him a break. He calls somebody Craig or whatever he calls people.
That was Al.
Give the man a break, man. He does college football. Come on, guys.
I'm with
I have no problem with Kirk.
I
have
Cousin
problem.
P. Appreciate the call.
Al is too old to be making these.
Not a native. Resident.
Former resident.
Well, former resident.
Right.
He
Back in
lived
Cincy.
in Columbus and moved here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Al needs to get his stuff straight, though.
We're still
Al
loaded.
is on Al is on a retirement tour.
He's on a retirement.
Al Michaels is a terrific broadcaster
No,
who
he is. He is.
in retirement mode.
Yeah.
He's a golfer that also broadcasts.
Don't you feel like that sometimes, though, when you're listening to the broadcast? He kind of
Yes.
checks out in ways, and you're going, Al, hello, the game's still going on.
His give a crap
You still
meter
gotta look
has
at the
never
names.
been lower. Like
Yeah.
just them like making fun of like, oh, a pass. Like it like just some of the things they've said over the whole season.
Yeah.
Was
How about those two really have no chemistry?
I think they do.
Oh, I don't think they have any at all.
do.
I think they definitely do.
No.
I think those broadcasts are terrific other than Richard Sherman.
Richard Sherman's fine.
I think Richard's fine. too.
his Baker Mayfield rant a couple weeks ago was bad. And then his
Well, you
A.J.
can
Brown
be
rant
wrong.
last night after a win.
You can be wrong.
was just like, well, this team isn't as good without A.J. Brown. So, we'll see if they can keep doing that. Like,
And he did, I think, with Richard. I don't have a problem with Richard, but I think the A.J. Brown thing, he said it in the pregame show, okay, whatever. But when you see what happens in a game like that and Traylon Burks steps up and you give him no credit, and I don't know who pointed it out, but I think it was Tony Gonzalez, like, give Traylon Burks his credit. And he, that's when you step down and say, yeah, man, okay, maybe,
Mm-hmm. And I'll say this too: this is his first year doing a broadcast.
Sure, he'll figure out
and
how
I'm
to.
hoping he figures it out. Yeah, for sure.
Because he's a smart guy.
Super smart.
He's
dude.
a really, really
and loves
smart
to
guy.
talk.
But Marshawn Lynch is gold.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Is pure, absolute gold. If you didn't see his interview with Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah.
I just love the dude.
I just love the fact that they just have to bleep out everything.
Yeah, that's my favorite part because he's authentic and he's himself.
I thought that's what we were
Great.
going to have to do with you this morning.
I tell you who I
right?
do love on
like
that
my
broadcast.
job.
I absolutely love Ryan Fitzpatrick on television.
Yeah, he's
Do
good.
you-
Talk about a smart guy.
Yeah.
Harvard guy, Harvard man.
Harvard.
And his bromance with Mike Vrabel
Is so good.
is awesome.
That was
Because
Vrabel's
he's a
last
Titan.
sack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
was Fitzpatrick.
I'll tell you something else that was super good too, man. I was seeing it last night, and it's Todd Downing's play calling.
Oh God, there he goes. There he goes.
Well, if you missed any of the show already this morning, it's just been an hour of that. The good news is we've got 3 more hours of that coming up. 615-737-1045 is how you join in. Eric and Angel will lead us off on the other side. On a mode, Kayla and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors, the Ramon Was Right edition of the show on 1045 The Zone.
7:02. Good morning. I'm Jonathan Schaefer from the Superbook.com sports desk. Fueled by a strong offensive performance from Ryan Tannehill and a historic moment from Derrick Henry, the Titans defeated the Packers 27-17 last night in Green Bay on Thursday Night Football. Tannehill, 22 of 27, 333 yards, 2 touchdowns, did have a pick. Derrick Henry, 87 yards on 28 carries, a passing touchdown, and this rushing touchdown.
Henry back in the game with 43 seconds to play in the half. Give Henry on the left side into the end zone. Touchdown, Titans! Derrick Henry to pay dirt, and the Titans cash in on the great field position.
That touchdown was Henry's 10th rushing score of the season. It's the 5th straight season he's reached that mark. He becomes the 5th player in league history to accomplish that feat. The Titans never trailed. They've won 2 in a row, including 2 wins in 5 days, and 7 of their last 8 games, dubs for the Titans. The Predators defeated the Islanders 5-4. Nashville has won 3 in a row, all at home, and it's their longest winning streak of the season. Yes, it is a Victory Friday. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and the Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
The Tennessee Titans have come to Lambeau and have beaten the Green Bay Packers in convincing fashion. They scored on the first series of the game. They never trailed. They took it to them. And for 10 days now, they're going to sit and be able to get better, to get stronger, to relax, to know they are 7-3, and everybody else has to go at it this weekend and see if they can keep pace. Final score from Lambeau: Tennessee 27, Green Bay 17, as the Titans come north and get it done again.
Titans get the job done and come home 7-3 for the 3rd straight season. Hour number 2 is off and running on Ramon, Kayla, and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors on 104.5 The Zone, with 11-year NFL veteran Ramon Foster, the journalist who's only ever capitalized J journalist, Kayla Anderson, and the best producer in the world, Jonathan Schaefer, making the show happen.
The best producer in the world! Of the world, Craig. The world.
Of the world. My name is Will Bowling. You can call in to talk with us at 615-737-1045. 1 hour down. Ramon, are you tired yet from... are your running shoes tightly laced for your victory lap that you will continue to be taking until 10 a.m.
I wish I would get tired. You hear me? I'm like Kevin
I wish
Gates.
you would, too.
I don't get
He's
tired.
like Forrest Gump. He's
me?
breaking out of those braces.
I'm breaking out of the braces, baby. We are full tilt this morning. And you know what? We accept all flowers, all calls, all comments and compliments, the backhanded ones and the ones that actually really mean it. Today is a day that we've waited for. Yes, we had a DA type of day. That is a Downing advocate type of day, okay? BDE is the energy today, okay? Big Downing energy is where we at. Shout out to Shay for that one. You understand me? It is the day that we all need it. It's a victorious Friday. You get an opportunity to go through the weekend, watch some college football, okay? Have the opportunity next week to go a little early Thanksgiving shopping, may even have an early Black Friday sale for you. Why? And you ready to spend money because Todd Downing got it together.
Because the Tennessee football Titans are 7-3. 615-737-1045, the number. Eric in Nashville up next. Good morning, Eric.
What's up, Eric?
Rocky top of the morning and happy Titan Titan Victory Day, whatever day it is. It's Friday. I'm excited. Hey, I'm going on a little sleep. I stayed up and watched every bit of that. I can't stay up too late anymore, but by God, I stayed up and watched that. That was awesome. Hey, Ramon, I'm going to combine 2 quotes here from Aaron Anderson and Roddy Piper. You're not supposed to toot your own horn, but who better knows the tune? Toot, toot.
Yeah.
Good job. So, hey.
I'm with it.
And I called in on Monday, and I told you, I didn't think Downing called a bad game against the Broncos, just some drop passes, things didn't execute, whatever. But I think the offense, we see now that we've actually got weapons out there. Burks is back. Austin Hooper's out of the witness protection program. I mean, I'm still not 100% on this offensive line, although I thought Aaron Brewer played okay at center last night. But still, good enough to get the win. So, but, hey, I'm happy, 7-3, and we made Aaron Rodgers want to go home, and he's probably that or go wherever the hell he was in the offseason. He might want to move up back there permanently after that ass whooping.
Thank you,
Aaron Rodgers.
There you go. That's not going to be the only one, though. And that's not going to be the only butt whooping a Tennessee team puts on a visiting opponent in their home stadium, because I would not want to be the Cock Commanders this weekend. Y'all have a good weekend. Go Vols, and let's tighten up, baby.
Go Vols, baby.
Tighten up.
I never heard that term when it comes to South Carolina.
Well, that was one of the mascot options they had that a newspaper did in Columbia, South Carolina over the summer.
Yeah, the newspaper.
There was the state had a competition for what to name the gamecock, and Cock Commander was the one that won.
Yeah.
I mean, they never actually called him that.
They didn't fly with that.
I am just reporting the news. That's all that I do here.
It didn't rise to the top.
Oh,
see, don't get me started.
Couldn't Commander because he hardly knows.
Big Downing energy.
Last night, we have not talked enough about Treylon Burks through 60 minutes of this show. 7 catches, 111 yards, 51 of them coming at the very end when this game was decided, which is noteworthy because Devontae Adams did the same thing to the Titans, up 33-14 in the fourth quarter with 4 minutes left in 2020. Just something that Mike Vrabel filed away, it appeared. But Treylon Burks won 50-50 matchups on the outside. And Treylon Burks is now a guy that teams are going to have to prepare for. And it's good news for Derrick Henry. It's good news for the tight ends, for Nick Westbrook-Akine. Just that half yard of separation that defensive backs will have to give the Titans offense if it continues to play like this is very important to allowing Ryan Tannehill to be as successful as he can, allowing that offensive line just a little bit less time that they have to block with an extra yard of separation. But in this game, Treylon Burks becomes the first Titans receiver with 6 catches for 100-plus yards since A.J. Brown on Thursday Night Football in Week 16 of last season against the San Francisco 49ers.
Wow.
I didn't see on Twitter, but I didn't know if A.J. confirmed whether or not everyone was open.
Yeah,
he wasn't
open in that game. I guess Richard Sherman forgot about that one.
Ain't nobody open.
Think he hit his app and turned on Prime last night to watch it?
Maybe A.J. Brown thought Twitter had already been
deactivated.
killed. Maybe that's why he wasn't tweeting.
I'll say this too about that. Having your weapons is always huge. Every quarterback, well, let's say every quarterback I know, most quarterbacks in this league usually always ask for more weapons. I need more weapons. Now you can see why. Is this the first game where the Titans pretty much had everybody for the most part?
Well,
as far as getting
Kyle
them involved.
Phillips, yeah.
And getting them involved, too.
That's the whole thing with Treylon Burks out there, though.
Yeah.
It opens up opportunities for Robert Woods. Had a decent night.
I thought he had a real good night for what his role is. Like, that's a 2 for you. Other thing is this, too, the OL. I know I've been on my Downing train here all morning, all last night, too, but this is where I'm at on the OL. Yes. Aaron Brewer got manhandled some, got pushed back. That's just going to have to be a battle he going to forever fight. Whether he bulks up and take over that center position next year, that's one thing. That happens. Guys get dogged every once in a while. I think it's more noticeable because everybody's, including me, always, man, he's undersized. Yes, that's a big part of it too. But that 1 or 2 play don't negate the other 68 that he had well. You see what I'm saying? When it comes down to judging that position. And even me last night, looking at Ravens, like he has some moments. He got to get his feet underneath him a whole lot better. You see so many times where it's just like, dog, that's footwork right there. That's balance. That's understanding your body where he just get pushed back. I think on that Derek TFL, it was him in the backfield. And I'm just like, get your feet. He is more a guard than he is a friggin' tackle. And this is the other part. He may be a better left guard than he is right guard also. Because at right guard, he looked atrocious. This game right here, I thought he looked better. Although you see them plays, you be like, God, dog, man. But more reps, getting stronger. I think he just got to get heavier in his feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be heavy and light at the same time. I was teaching my youngest yesterday, like, look, we want to hear your feet, but they need to be quick in what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I think he's got to learn that on this level, to that point of, like, is he trash or not? You know what I'm saying? Like, O-line need time sometime, and I'm not just advocating for him like I am Todd Downing. But what I'm saying is there could be something there if he starts to understand himself a little bit more.
There is hope.
Right.
Yeah.
He's not just going to be jettisoned to the practice squad
Right.
forever.
Yeah.
Or to another practice squad or roster. There is a path to this possibly working.
Yeah.
If he builds upon that.
Did you guys see how cool it was, though, when John Robinson had Ben Jones up on the FaceTime?
Yeah.
When all the guys were
Yeah.
coming off the field and Tannehill was the last one to come.
Yeah.
And, like, said, hey,
Yeah.
you know,
It was cool.
glad you got the win.
If you missed the video, at Titans on Twitter has it of every player walking up the steps to the locker room and John Robinson standing there with a big old grin on his face. And he's got his phone. And at the very end, he hands his phone because everybody's been talking to his phone. He can't tell who's on it. And he hands it to Ryan Tannehill. And you just see Ben Jones just cheesing on the other side. And the caption was, you think this team doesn't love Ben Jones?
Yeah.
And Tannehill's like, I'm surprised he was up. He's an old man. He goes to bed at 9 o'clock.
Man after my own
Don't
heart.
talk about us 30-year-olds like that.
Angel in Clarksville up next on the phone lines, or you can join us at 615-737-1045. Good morning, Angel.
Man, what's up, man? Ramon, Kayla, and Will, tighten up.
Hey.
What's in the world, man? What's up?
What's going on, baby? Let's go.
Look, I told you, look, you remember that conversation I had? I said I talked with Jesus. Well, I finally got the opportunity to talk with Downing, man, and you see what good it did?
Hallelujah.
Me and you, baby.
Praise be to God.
But look, man, cause I'm gonna just run through a couple things because I'm driving into Nashville from Clarksville, so I'm finna. This wreck is crazy, but man, it was a quality win all the way around, man. And again, the weakest part of our team we already knew coming in, and that's the O-line, you know. But they did pretty decent. You see, Tannehill wasn't like pressured like really all game. There was a couple times where he got the ball out that I thought he was about to get sacked and lose it, you know, and he got it out like within a split second. Another thing, man, Chig and Traylon, man, them our rookies, and even McCrary, he got picked on a little bit last night, but damn, our rookies are good, man. Our rookies are good, man. And I take back what I said about Austin Hooper. Man, he balled out. He balled out last night. And then like Derrick Henry, man, that boy. If you ever watch Friday Night Lights, man,
yes,
that man like Boobie Miles, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know, and his uncle, he could do it all. You remember his uncle was like, and he can pass.
That's right.
Yeah. And then to Goody Mike, man, I'm with Goody Mike, man. There's no way Downey was calling them plays, bro. I love y'all. Tighten up. We got the Bengals coming up, and for me, it's personal because I was there last year when they beat us at home. It's personal, and I can't wait to see these boys. Love y'all, man. Tighten up. I'm going to work.
Thank you, Angel.
Drive safe.
Appreciate the call.
I love how he did that at the end.
Earlier this
Moan's
week.
like vibing.
I was. And then he just going to drop that on as well.
Angel called earlier this week and said, I used to want to talk to Jesus if I said I could talk to one person. Now I just want to talk to Todd Downing. Now he's saying, praise be to Todd. 615-737-1045, the number. An advanced stat for Ryan Tannehill that tells you the story of just how on point he was last night. We'll tell you what that is when we come back. Plus, more of your phone calls at 615-737-1045. Maurice leads us off after this on Ramon, Kayla, and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors, 1045 The Zone.
Hey, it's Ramon Foster for Window Nation, and get ready to have a blast like I am this morning because I'm a Downing advocate, okay? But this time, it's a blast of winter. Yes, that next brutal blast of wicked, wild, and windy weather is on the way, and the only thing that's going down is the temperature. Costs are up. Of course, we've heard about inflation, and projections say your winter heating bills will reach a 10-year high, but you can cut your energy bills by 30%, increase your home's value, and get amazing savings if you call Window Nation today, where you can buy 2 windows and get 2 free with no interest payments until 2025. Window Nation's precise installation. Your new windows will lock out the cold, blocking even the smallest drafts and keep your energy bills lower despite their ever-rising costs. And with that 0% interest till 2025, you have plenty of extra cash for holiday spending. Make your home truly warm, comfortable, and inviting the same way I invite Todd Downing over to this Thanksgiving dinner for me, okay? But if you need to call, the number is 866-90-NATION, or you can go online at windownation.com. Again, it's this: 2 windows free for every 2 you buy with 0% interest until 2025. The number is 866-90-NATION, or visit windownation.com and tell them that Ramon sent ya.
Tannehill is in the shotgun. Make that the pistol. Hands. Henry throws. Touchdown, Titans! Henry took the handoff and then hit Hooper with a jump pass for a big sixer.
Oh, man.
Wow!
Wow, yes. Wow in Lambeau. Wow in Lambeau.
Wow.
Wow!
What can't he do? Derrick Henry by ground and by air last night. It's Ramon, Kayla, and Will, powered by all Four Seasons Garage Doors on 104.5 The Zone. The sound of that man coming up as well in 15 minutes. Voice of the Titans, Mike Keith, will stop by to recap a wonderful night on the frozen tundra. With Ramon Foster and Kayla Anderson, I'm Will Bowling. Taking your phone calls at 615-737-1045 because all Todd Downing does is win, right, Ramon Foster?
You know what? Sometimes you got to go the long way on the path of victory. BDE, baby. Big Downing energy is what we at today, okay?
That's right. 615-737-1045 from the frozen tundra to the Sunshine State. Maurice is in Orlando, Florida this morning, tuning in. What's going on, Maurice?
Morning, Maurice.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Great.
Fine, good morning.
Hey, great game last night. Hey, on that 4th and 1, I wish they had called a bootleg because, hey, if they had called a bootleg, I think Tannehill would have walked into the end zone. But anyway, it was a great game. Birch did good. See you guys in a couple of weeks when we beat Cincy.
Boy.
Tighten up. Enjoy your holidays.
You too. Stay safe.
Thank you, Maurice.
All right.
Appreciate the call.
Cool in and out call right there, baby.
I do
Maurice.
think the energy in Nissan Stadium when the Bengals come to town next weekend is going to be salty.
It's going to be that nasty energy.
It's going to be salty.
I hope so.
A, because of the way this team has played. B, because of what happened last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it is going to be great.
A day like no other, Will.
It's going to be as salty and nasty as chili on spaghetti, and we'll just leave it at that.
Oh, Skyline, baby. Skyline.
We're going to Steak and Shake, and we're going to take care of this, okay?
Give me,
Steak
Will.
and Shake's great.
Ew, Skyline is not chili. It's spaghetti
It's
sauce.
spaghetti with chili flavoring in it.
It is spaghetti topping.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's good on hot
Kayla's
dogs.
right.
I
Great on
lived
hot
in
dogs.
Ohio long enough.
Yeah.
I had it plenty of times.
Spaghetti.
It's great on hot dogs.
Caleb, people have to look at Skyline not as a chili, but a topping.
There you go.
That's correct.
That's
Perfect.
it.
Like
That's correct.
ice cream.
Yep.
Like, here's my topping.
I just can't get the
Skyline.
incorporation of noodles to it. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, I get it's a warm weather. Like, let me get on my Cincy, like, hate box real
Well,
quick. We got time?
I don't think
Okay,
we
I
can do
just
that.
like even people that make like
got a
mac,
whole week next
like
week.
chili mac. You know what I'm saying? I don't get that one, but I'm just gonna leave it alone because it's real Cincy hate week, and
It
I'm
is.
here for that.
It is
okay?
for you
Yeah, that'll
and,
be
and
good.
for the team you
This
played 11 years
weekend.
for this weekend.
This weekend, that was one of my Friday fives right there. I'm looking forward to that one.
There you go.
Well, I hope we.
I
curve
don't
something.
advocate for Cincinnati. I like Columbus, though.
Cincy as a city is okay though too. It's
Eh.
all right.
All right.
Don't
It's
do
okay.
that.
Nothing special.
Don't do that.
I'm blessing their hearts. That's all.
Terrible
Nothing
place.
special.
You damn right it is.
615-737-1045. The number this morning if you want to jump in. Kevin in Clarksville is up next with us. Hello, Kevin.
Hey guys, how we doing today?
We're
Great.
good.
Hey,
Good
Kev.
morning.
Good morning to you guys. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about. I think my man Angel from Clarksville said it best or whatever. I don't think that was tied to Moan. I'm sorry, brother, but yeah, I think that was the Undertaker's brother that we brought in from Houston. Baby said, "Hey, look, Todd, we're gonna put you on the limit today. We're gonna throw the ball, so we're gonna need somebody else to call these plays."
Come on,
I love
man.
you guys. I watch it. Let's tell you so. Hey, Moan. Hey,
Come
I'm with you when
on,
you're right,
man.
brother. Hey, I'm with you when you're right, Moan. But hey, I just don't think that Todd called those plays.
See, okay, all right, come on. Here we go then. Here we go. I'm here for it. Appreciate
you,
the
Kevin.
call.
Appreciate
Thank
the
you,
call.
Kev.
Was it Todd's, like,
His doppelganger
Yeah.
or something? Okay, so this is the thing though too. Let's just go this route for clarity.
Okay.
Todd, me getting behind Todd is a little bit of this, okay? Understanding the Todd's position that he's in. Like I do think, and we've heard other people outside of me say this. I think Vrabel wants this team run a certain type of way. Look, we're going to play safe, physical, hard-nosed ball is where we at. And you have a guy like Todd who's new to this play calling, who's been without his weapons, who's shuffled his offensive line. You lose your starting left tackle, who's now doing his thing in the podcasting world. Shout out to Taylor. You lose that. You got to make sure Derek's back on what he's got going on this year as far as his pitch count. You also looking at a rookie wide receiver that you didn't know much about. There's been issues throughout the entire summer with him. Austin Hooper's incorporation into this offense has been an issue too. And you finally, what do we say all the time? You want to be ascending throughout the season, not descending. I don't want a team that's going to start fire hot and then fall off a cliff at the end of the season. Yeah. Todd learning this offense, I think, is still an ever evolving relationship between him, Vrabel, and the players.
Yeah.
I can get behind that. To say I knew who was going to call that game last night, yes, I did, okay? But with that being said, I'm not going to be wrong on this. With that being said, though, is the guy has the ability. Having your weapons is huge. Being able to understand, look, I can do certain things with these players and finally get on board with what this offense entails. I think that's the biggest thing. How do I call an offense every single time I got to give the ball to Derek? I think Tannehill coming back, showing everybody, honestly, Malik just ain't where we need him to be. If y'all want to be able to do this, we're going to keep Tannehill 5 to 7 to 12 yards downfield and play action the heck out of everybody else. That's what we got last night. Yeah. And if this is the plan moving forward, no matter who you have to see because the threat of Derek. Like Derek, literally, look at the touchdown pass he threw. He grabbed the ball, tiptoed it, flipped the ball in his hand, and then delivered it because everybody's waiting on Derek to do something.
He said he was being really particular with how he was handling that. And by the way, third touchdown pass for Derrick Henry in his career. He called himself a young Peyton Manning after the game.
He was feeling himself.
I ain't mad at it. You said he had a heck of a post game too.
He had a great post game. If you haven't listened to it, go back on the Titans website and listen. But Ramon, to your point, I think right now it's about the consistency, right? Can they continue to do this? They're not going to always have these games.
No.
But can you continue to use your weapons in the right way?
Yeah.
To sprinkle in some Chig. We want more Chig, I'm sure.
Thank you.
But that's the thing. You know Chig now can make plays. Let's utilize him a little more. Austin Hooper seems to be a blanket for Tannehill now. Traylon Burks can make some big plays downfield. Now you got to start working with what you have. Let's see it as it continues to hopefully ascend. Throughout the rest of the season.
And that's all you're asking for. And then being backed up by a defense, and again, it can't be overstated. Ryan Stonehouse.
Man, that guy.
Weapon. Absolute
Can
weapon.
we get a nickname for him at some point? Not Stoney? Well, that's too easy.
That's too easy. Okay.
Kevin Dyson last week on Titans Talkback said, man, he's Stonehouse. He's got a stone foot.
Oh, how about
Stone foot.
How about Stone Cold?
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold Ryan Stonehouse.
Man, I'm with
He's
it.
good.
We got to outsource that one somewhere, huh? We can get that one.
On YouTube,
Stud House.
viewer says Stud House. Yeah, I like that. Somebody's watching on YouTube with us this morning, where you can tune in on 104.5 The Zone TV. So I mentioned that there is an advanced stat that was very complimentary of Ryan Tannehill last night. And I tweeted this out last night on the app that still exists for now, Twitter.com, that Ryan Tannehill completed plus 20% of passes over expected. Now, again, I like analytics. I don't love analytics, but when analytics give you that something is the best thing to happen in 3 seasons, you take note of it. It's noteworthy at that point. Plus 20% passes over expected, the highest in that statistic in a game over the last 3 seasons of a quarterback with a minimum of 25 attempts. That's according to Next Gen Stats. His NGS passing score from Next Gen Stats, grading his accuracy a 97, which is the highest by any quarterback in the NFL this season. This was not only a good day for Ryan Tannehill, this was one of the best quarterbacking performances that we have seen this year by anybody.
Wow.
22 of 27, 333 yards. The interception we mentioned, possibly a little bit because you have a tight end in the flat that's supposed to keep that corner where he is. Tight end falls down. There were people slipping all over the place last night, and the corner makes a really good play. You can live with that, and you can be more aggressive because of how well your defense has played. Mike Vrabel was asked that last night by Mike Keith on the Titans locker room report, and he just essentially, that didn't really confirm it, but I'll go ahead and say it. As well as this defense is playing, you can afford to start being a little more aggressive on offense. And I think we saw the confidence in this defense come to fruition in the offensive play calling last night, and Todd Downing and Mike Vrabel. We said it yesterday. The reason why this offense is as vanilla as it has been in the fourth quarter and in the second half is because you threw 3 interceptions at a big game against Cincinnati last year when you had the road in front of you to make it to the Super Bowl as the number 1 seed of the AFC. We saw the Titans push that envelope a little bit more, and you saw the interception when they started to be more aggressive. You can live with that a little bit more now. You can start to push that envelope, I think, as well as this defense is playing, as long as it is healthy. And in 10 days, you hope that a lot of those starters come back.
Yeah. And Ryan Tannehill, this is the Tannehill Appreciation Tour this year.
Yeah,
Give him a lot of credit for the stuff he went through in the offseason. Like, he took that to heart. Yeah. Like, he was getting some counseling for that and all the stuff that went on with it, with the picks in that game, and rightfully so. I mean, he didn't play well. No. But he's done his best this year to turn things around. Most quarterback wins since Week 7 of 2019 when Tannehill became the Titans starter. He is third now behind Patrick Mahomes with 40, Aaron Rodgers with 38, Tannehill with 36 wins.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Most wins, yeah.
And again, to go through all of that in the offseason and come back and act like it never happened, I'm sure it's in the back of his mind. You know what I'm saying? But the best thing that they have is the beauty of, like you said, having special teams that's done their jobs and a defense that continually back you up too.
615-737-1045. We've got lots of people hanging on here to chat with us. We will get to your calls, but when we come back, we break a little bit early because voice of the Titans, Mike Keith, is up next with us, recapping a big win for the Titans in Lambeau and the biggest takeaways the VOT takes from the frozen tundra. Up next on Ramon, Kayla, and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors, 104.5 The Zone.
When it comes to large home repairs, a lot of the time we homeowners pretend we don't see the warning signs. We are afraid of what we're going to hear. This is especially true with waterproofing and foundation repair. It could be something big that needs to be fixed, or it could be a small problem now that'll become bigger later, or it may be nothing at all. In these moments, though, you still want a peace of mind, and that's when you need United Structural Systems. With USS, you get problem solvers, experts to educate you and help you understand what's happening with your home. USS will provide an honest diagnosis and stand by the work and warranties. And USS is based right here in Middle Tennessee, and it's a member of our community. So when it comes to something as important as your home, USS is the company who cares and the company you can trust. USS serving Middle Tennessee, Southern Kentucky, and Northern Alabama. Find them online at USSTN.com or call them at 615-227-2275. We guarantee our best. Call USS.
Tannehill has time, fires deep downfield. He's got it to Burks at the 40, and Burks is going to be taken down at the 36-yard line by Nixon.
It's Ramon, Kayla, and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors right here on 104.5 The Zone with Ramon Foster and Kayla Anderson. I'm Will Bowling, recapping a big win for the Titans in Lambeau Field. As we go to the Mark Spain Real Estate Hotline and hear from voice of the Titans, Mike Keith, presented by Farm Bureau Health Plans. Need great health care coverage at an affordable price tag? Let Farm Bureau Health Plans coach you through it. They've been protecting Tennesseans for 75 years. Mike, good morning. Happy Friday.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
A memorable night for Mike Vrabel, his 50th win. A memorable night for the Tennessee Titans. But, Mike, I want to start with Ryan Tannehill. What a night for him and this Titans offense getting the win over Green Bay.
Yeah, a complete flip of the script from the game up there 2 years ago where he was not very impressive. The Titans couldn't throw it very well. Aaron Rodgers dominated us on the way to his third MVP award. It was not a lot of fun. And this time around, it was Tannehill who had the night, the best that the offense has looked in terms of the passing game all year, able to take advantage of the loaded boxes, able to win the one-on-one matchups, a good night for the receivers. Exactly what the doctor ordered if this team was going to be able to take a step forward, because at a certain point, you have to take advantage of the fact that everybody is going to do whatever they can to stop Derrick Henry. You got to make them pay, and the Titans were able to make them pay last night.
Yes, they were, Mike. And the guy for sure for me was Tannehill, man. I almost want to say maybe he needs a little twinge or sprain in his ankle to keep him in the box because it seemed like with less mobility, he was accurate, Mike. Accurate as heck. And I'm thinking to myself, like, have you seen this version of him, the way he kind of threaded the ball last night?
I have, and I've seen him do that in a couple of seasons. But I just thought the rhythm was back in the passing game from what it was like in 2019 and really in 2020. And there were moments of it last year. But, 2 years ago, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, the high passer rating because you're adding those yards per attempt and taking some shots and making some plays. And again, in 2019 when he took over and then following that in 2020, the Titans hit big plays down the field. They didn't have to drive the ball and drive the ball and drive the ball. They made big plays. And that's what we needed to see out of this offense if they were going to be able to expand it. And they were able to do it. The screen to Henry, the pass to Okonkwo, obviously the Burks plays. Bobby Trees had a 32-yard play. Those chunks of yardage are something that this offense has lacked so much because it's been 2 and 3 and then 5. And, and I mean, that's great, but the NFL is so hard, as you know, that you've just got to make it easier on yourself by picking up 4 or 5 first downs in one play or scoring a touchdown on a long play. And the Titans were able to do that.
They were. And on the other side of it, too, man, just having an efficient Derrick Henry, man, even if he's not over 100 yards on the ground, I think if you're smart, you're learning with that, the attraction that he has, you have the ability to free up the passing game. And to me, I thought that was amazing to actually see that on the forefront on a national televised game last night. Well, I guess streamed the game.
Yeah, you're right. A worldwide streamed game, right?
Yeah.
The reality is Derrick Henry's most important number outside of touchdowns is touches. And when you get him to 30 touches, you're going to win. That's just really all there is to it. And so last night, 28 rushes for 87 yards, 2 catches for 45 yards, and 2 passes. So 32 touches in the ball game. That's going to be the number. If you hand me a number and say, did the Titans win or did the Titans lose based on one number, you hand me Derrick Henry 32 touches, probably 95 out of 100 times that's a Titans win. And it was last night.
When you look at the rookie Treylon Burks, Mike, and just the step he took in that game on a national stage, 7 catches, 111 yards, I thought made some big-time catches and big-time moments. Just how great to see this trajectory at this point. He's healthy and becoming a reliable weapon for Tannehill.
It's like a B12 shot to the offense. I mean, because in the first half, 6 catches for 60 yards. The last one, of course, was the 51-yarder. But, Kayla, look what it opened up for the offense in the first half by his presence. And then look what it opened up for other people in the second half. Now there's this guy, we've been talking about this. Coach Mack has preached it and preached it and preached it. This guy was about to elevate his game when he got hurt. We've seen it in practice. We saw it in games. It was just about to happen for him, and then he gets hurt. And then he goes in and makes some plays last night, and suddenly the threat is there. You've got to be worried about him all the time. Yeah. He can take the top off. He can break attack. Listen, he's going to catch one of those quick screens, throw somebody to the ground, and he's going to go 40 yards. You've always got to be worried about him because there's a physical dynamic to him that the Titans have lacked this year for the most part. And now he gives you that. I mean, it's an exciting thing to see.
Mike, with no Ben Jones yesterday, I think a lot of people were wondering how they would shuffle everything up. Obviously, Aaron Brewer going there, quarterbacking things on the line last night. What did you think about their performance? I know allowing 3 sacks, but overall, I felt like did a good job to let Tannehill do his thing.
They did. I mean, they really did a nice job overall. And, you know, Brew has played guard for us, but he started 15 games in college at center. And, you know, there are some people who have felt like all along that's where he's going to end up at some point in his life. Yep. And he ran things well, felt like Radens did well. Yeah. And Dylan has, you know, the thing about Dylan, I mean, he's had kind of a rough go in terms of he didn't win the right tackle job and yada, yada, yada. But that guy battles. I mean, he wants it. And, you know, you put him with another battler in Brewer, and, you know, those guys are going to fight you. And so I thought overall, you know, a really quality performance from the offensive line, understanding it was going to be hard sledding as far as the running went, but how many plays they got, winning time of possession. Yes, the sacks were not a great thing. I certainly get that. But I also understand that there were going to be challenges, and I thought they met the challenges for the most part.
Voice the Titans, Mike Keith, with us this morning, presented by Farm Bureau Health Plans. Mike, you mentioned a cool story post-game on Titans radio about a young man who bought his grandfather tickets to see the Titans play for his 80th birthday from Warren, Arkansas. And then Treylon Burks, a young man from Warren, Arkansas, has this game, sets a career high for yards in the first half, and finishes with 111 yards. I know it's got to be cool to look down as you guys are finishing up and as you're telling that story and seeing a crowd of Titans fans around the Thursday Night Football desk. Really cool story, and I know there were many others last night of people wearing two-tone blue at Lambeau Field.
Well, and let's face it, for a lot of people, going to Lambeau Field is a bucket list thing if you're a sports fan. And for Granddad, it was a bucket list thing. And to be able to go and see the Titans, they're Titans fans, but to be able to go to Lambeau, see the Titans, and to have Granddad be able to see the young man from his hometown, a town of 5,000 people, that's it, put on that kind of performance, that's pretty special. And, you know, I've talked about the Music City Miracle way too many times, I know. But the thing I always enjoy discussing that with people the most when they share their recollections of the Music City Miracle is the fact that they were with a granddad or with their dad or with their mom or with their brother, or, you know, and those were special moments that they shared together. That's one of my favorite parts of sports, no matter what the sport is. That you have those memories at those certain points that you're able to share with a child or a sibling or your dad, or in this case, your granddad. I can't imagine how cool that would have been to share with your grandfather.
Right.
I mean, to be of the age that you will always have that memory that you were there for his 80th birthday gift at Lambeau, to see the guy from his hometown go off on national streaming. It's pretty outstanding.
Streaming, I know. I got to get
weird,
that right.
It on national streaming.
That's right. Voice of the Titans, Mike Keith, has been our guest this morning on Ramon, Kayla, and Will, presented by Farm Bureau Health Plans. Look to the folks at Farm Bureau Health Plans when you need someone who knows the health coverage game plan. They've been protecting Tennesseans for 75 years. Mike, thanks so much for the time, as always.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks,
Mike. There is
Thanks,
voice
Mike.
of the Titans, Mike Keith, with us this morning. Halftime of the show, and when we come back, much more reaction. D'Angelo will lead us off at the beginning of Hour 3. We'll get to Phil in Portland. Can get to you, too, at 615-737-1045 on Victory Friday on Ramon, Kayla, and Will, 104.5 The Zone.
801 from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Jonathan Schaefer. Fueled by a strong offensive performance from Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry, the Titans defeated the Packers 27-17 last night in Green Bay on Thursday Night Football. Tannehill, 22 of 27, 333 yards and 2 touchdowns. Derrick Henry had 87 yards on 28 carries, a passing touchdown, and also this score.
Henry back in the game with 43 seconds to play in the half. Give Henry on the left side into the end zone. Touchdown, Titans! Derrick Henry to pay dirt, and the Titans cash in on the great field position.
That touchdown was Henry's 10th rushing touchdown of the season. 5th straight year he's accomplished that, and he's also the 5th player in league history to accomplish that mark. The Titans never trailed. They've won 2 in a row, including 2 wins in 5 days, and 7 of their last 8 have been victories. Meanwhile, on the ice, the Predators defeated the Islanders 5-4. Nashville's won 3 in a row, all at home. It's their longest winning streak of the season. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and the Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Second half of the show and hour number 3 of Ramon, Kayla, and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors on 104.5 The Zone. With Ramon Foster and Kayla Anderson, I'm Will Bowling on the phone lines at 615-737-1045. As we recap a Titans win over the Green Bay Packers 27-17. And we also addressed a little bit of news this morning and reports around Nashville on a story that is developing after the Titans win. Terry McCormick on Twitter this morning, Titans beat writer at TitanInsider.com, with a screenshot of an arrest report for Titans offensive coordinator Todd Downing, who reports say was driving under the influence, was speeding this morning around 4 in the morning. It has his intake at 4:39 a.m., released at 6:46 this morning. And a possible DUI for the Titans offensive coordinator early this morning, and many others who are starting to confirm this report on Twitter, on a day that, you just wanted to have a victory lap and you wanted to be able to control this narrative positively, and now reports of a Todd Downing DUI this morning is going to change that conversation quite a bit.
Yeah, it does, Will. I could say a lot of things, and every single one of them is inexcusable. I've been around this. I've seen every bit of the culture of football and travel and everything else, and every single bit of it is inexcusable.
Yeah, I mean, we still have to. These are reports out there. Obviously, will get confirmed a little bit later today. But I think the biggest thing for me that you take away from that is Vrabel has set a culture here. Robinson has set a culture. It's all about team, right? And when you take away from the team in any way, and this is news now, where you're supposed to be celebrating on a Friday a big Titans win.
Yeah.
And now this news is going to take away from all of that. And from everything I've seen from Vrabel, that's not the way they roll there. So it's just an unfortunate situation. And like you said, nothing can be excused with that.
Yeah.
Terry McCormick with the initial report this morning at TerryMC13. So we will certainly give you more information as this story develops and these things become official in due time. But that is the report. That is the situation. Todd Downing, the Titans find themselves in, arrested this morning, driving under the influence, was arrested speeding, and it is an unfortunate day to have that hanging over a big win. There is no doubt about it. But we continue to take your reaction at 615-737-1045. Guys, this is essentially going to fall into the category of what Mike Vrabel affectionately calls dumb crap that hurts the team.
Yep.
Yeah, ain't no other way around it, Will.
Just the only way about it. Can't do it.
There are solutions for it. there's so many different answers for sure in hindsight behind it, and you just say, don't do anything that's going to take away from the team, right? So instead of sending me flowers, you can send me broken hearts, gang, okay?
Yeah, you've got some here in the chat.
Yeah, you got me some in the chat. You can send me broken hearts. It's okay.
615-737-1045, the number this morning if you want to jump in. We go next to D'Angelo on the phone lines. Good morning, D'Angelo.
What's up, D'Angelo?
How y'all doing?
Good. Good morning.
I'm good. You messed up my phone call. You should have let me call. You should have let me talk before you said what you said.
I know.
We apologize.
I know. Apologies, man.
All I can say is those Titans, I mean, it was a great game, great atmosphere last night.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was going to say that the only time that I blamed Todd Downing was the Kansas City game. We should have kept running Derrick Henry in the second half. Even when that playoff game in Kansas City, I blamed Tannehill. I mean, even if it was bad calling, that's still you threw 3 interceptions. But saying that, I think Todd Downing was talking to Arthur Smith last night on the phone with that play calling. Maybe that's why he got drunk and went out there to DUI. But go Titans.
Thank you, D'Angelo. Appreciate the call. I mean, that's going to be I think the mood of the rest of the conversation now going after this game is all the good that you did on offense. There's a little bit of a cloud that's going to hang over that now, considering the news on Downing.
Well, that was what it was, scoring the most points all season.
Yeah.
You know, Downing calling what we thought overall was a really good game.
Right.
And you just can't have things like this take away from that, because now, like I said, it's going to be overshadowed all day. And Titans fans, they should be appreciating this win. They should be celebrating this win.
Yeah, still,
This is a
right?
great win.
It is. And I think that's what our reaction is to, and of course we got to hit all sides of this thing when it comes down to it. But yeah, great Titans win last night, in the sense of being on the road, primetime video and stuff like that. That was a good win.
On national streaming.
That's
my key.
Okay,
It's
that was
so
a great
hard,
little
you guys,
Yeah.
to say that, because I'm still used to saying national TV, but technically it is not. It was on Channel 5, though.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Was
they
it?
actually
Forgot about that.
They took it from the stream.
Nice.
So they did have it for local
By
people.
the way, Prime is the only streaming app that really crashes on my
Mine
Apple
crashed.
TV.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, it's the best one for me.
Netflix is good. Hulu is good. Every single Prime is the only one that buffers the most. And I'm like, is it the cameras are using? It's like too much coming through, or what? Like, for the life of me, I cannot understand. It buffers all the time. No other app does it but Prime with me.
Mine buffered a little last night too, and I'm like, wait, like it was a specific play, and I'm going, come on now.
Yeah. I had to start
Bring it
watching it
back.
on my phone.
Yeah.
It's the one that works best for me. Also, my pet peeve too, because I stream everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too
is
now.
when those apps like lose your password after like 2 weeks, and you have to go online and get the authentication code and like put in your password again for your cable provider, like whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that actually stays for me. I never
Yeah.
have to like log back in. You log in once and you're good.
You're lucky.
I'm on the record though. I think the broadcast quality is terrific with this.
I do too.
I think I might be in the minority with that, but I think it's terrific.
Somebody said can't be cutting corners with the internet speed. I promise you, it's in a good
Humble
place.
Hendersonville.
Humble Hendersonville. You're
That's
right.
Phil in Portland is up next, where you can join us at 615-737-1045. Good morning, Phil.
Morning, Phil.
What's going on? Hey, I'm excited this morning. Hey, listen. Hey, we got an advantage. We woke up. We could be below the ground and not above it. So, hey, that right there is the mayor at 104.5 The Zone says, it's just good to be breathing and then have the Titans win on top of it. That's a whipping on the top right there, baby. And so, hey, a couple of quick key points right here as far as Downing goes. Man, I'm going to be the oddball that stands out and say, man, I just pray this is a one-time event, that he learns from it, because Lord knows I've made some mistakes in my life. Some you know about, some you don't know about. We all got them skeletons in our closet. So my grandmama used to say, where you point one finger, you got 4 more pointing right back at you. So you got to be careful when you Gotta be careful when you're throwing stones in glass houses, baby. Hey, Ramon, let me hit on this real quick. I know you were talking about that chili mac. I don't too much care about chili mac either, but I did get excited when you brought it up because I started thinking about that goulash. Now, I don't know if you ever had some goulash that can consist of many things, but baby, when my grandmama cooked some goulash, oh, Lord have mercy. That was a Thanksgiving every time she made it. So just want to hear what you had to say about that goulash. Y'all have a blessed day. Thank you.
You too.
Thank you, Phil. Appreciate the call.
Absolutely. Phil comes with the heat. Goulash. I had to look it up real
Phil
quick.
only knows how to bring it.
I had it's a hungry
Goulash
place.
was a staple in our house. Man.
Was it really?
Oh, yeah.
So you're from like Western PA though. Like y'all do different type of food.
Oh,
there,
yeah. We got a
man.
lot of Eastern European influence.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
It's a form of chili mac.
Okay.
A form of it.
There you go.
Okay. All right, for sure.
The more you know. 615-737-1045, the number. Andrew is up next with us this morning. Hello, Andrew.
Well, good morning. To my neighbor Phil over there in the P-Town, bring me some of that goulash. Hook the neighbor up. I don't even know what that is. I ain't ever had it. But, hey, it's your grandmama or mama, whoever it is, makes it, and you getting on there talking about it, let me have some of that. So, look, I called in to give you your flowers, Ramon, and then Schaefer hit me with the news. I didn't hear it because I was trying to call in. So, first of all, wow. Second of all, can you imagine Mike Vrabel's face when he sees Todd Downing? I mean, is there anybody in this world that you would want to be picked up from prison by less than Mike Vrabel? Like, seriously.
Yeah.
But to the game last night, yeah, look, Todd Downing dialed up a hell of a game. I got to give it to him. I want to see it more consistently before I jump back into the Todd Downing boat. But who knows how this is going to go at this point. We may be seeing Tim Kelly. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. But one thing negative that did stick out to me, oh my gosh, Dylan Radins is a freaking turnstile. Like, that guy, every time I saw him, he was getting pushed backwards. He was getting pushed to the right. There was a run to the right, and the defensive lineman literally almost tackled Derrick Henry with Dylan Radins.
Yeah,
so,
I saw that.
That guy just he's not doing dumb bleep to hurt the team. He's just not an NFL lineman. So, Ramon, if you want to suit up and go block for your boy Todd Downing if he's still got a job, I'm sure they could use you.
As long as you still show up to this job, too.
Friday, and listen, I'll say this, too. Followed by Fitty. See ya.
Oh,
thank you, Andrew.
Fitty.
Appreciate the call.
That could actually happen.
Yeah, it might actually
You
happen.
didn't think Dylan Radins was that bad last night?
I thought he had a couple of plays. I know the play he's speaking of.
Yeah.
Of course, Dylan's footing, it's always been a thing. You see him moving around sometimes. Like, he's always never mind. He's always the guy stumbling around. You know what I'm saying? In the sense, like, over the pile and stuff like that. And I just always, with him, is to understand. I think he's better on the left than he is on the right. I ain't out on him entirely.
How much time do you give him, though?
It's all about reps, too, though, Kayla.
Okay.
He's not in the starting role right now to actually get better. I thought the game, if I was grading his game, I give him a B.
Okay.
I give him a B.
Passing grade.
That's
Plenty
a passing
room for
grade.
improvement, though.
Listen, and this is the thing, too. Those bad plays are always coupled by, again, I said 68 good plays. I thought he had some solid plays. I thought the protection in general was good. It was honestly probably just 2 sacks to the OL. That first one, come on, that was to Derrick.
Yes, it was.
Derrick went for the fake. Linebacker ran past him. It looked like it could have been a setup for a screen. Either way, I'm giving him a B. Does he have some swampy cheek plays every once in a while, Radins?
Swampy cheek, wow.
That's summertime cheeks.
I'm aware. I'm familiar.
Can I just say what you just didn't say?
What I said?
Swamp ass.
Yeah, there we go.
Swamp butt.
Swamp butt. Yeah, he has 1 or 2, right?
Yeah.
But that's all right. We're coming up on a break. I had a big time argument with my guy, Rob Ayers, yesterday. It's like, all y'all got to do is have 1 good play every 4 games as a defensive lineman. We got to be good 70 of the 70 plays, and 2 of those plays, you make 1 play, and y'all got a game.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the entire tape on Dylan last night, and even I even said at a point last night, yeah, he sucks. And then I had to realize, it wasn't all that bad, man. It wasn't.
615-737-1045 is the number if you want to jump in. We go to Coach B and Mark after the break as we take more of your phone calls and more reaction to a Titans win in Lambeau. And Ramon, Kayla, and Will, 1045 The Zone. It's Ramon, Kayla, and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors right here at 104.5 The Zone. With 11-year NFL veteran Ramon Foster and Kayla Anderson, I'm Will Bowling on the phone lines at 615-737-1045. The news this morning now officially confirmed by Ian Rappaport of NFL.com. Titans offensive coordinator Todd Downing was arrested for DUI and speeding last night. Williamson County Sheriff has confirmed Downing posted bond at nearly 7 a.m., as confirmed by Ian Rappaport. Terry McCormick of TitanInsider.com had the story first this morning. 615-737-1045, the number. Coach B is up next on the phone lines. Good morning, Coach B.
Hey, what y'all know good this morning?
How we doing? Much, Coach B. How you doing? How the shoulder?
Man, still crappy, but hey, man, look here. Hey, I'm on the back end, actually, of the recovery from my left shoulder. Believe it or not, next Friday, day after Thanksgiving, I got surgery on my right shoulder. So,
man,
yeah, man,
back to back.
Yeah, we're gonna be down for a minute.
Man.
It's all good. Hey, look here, I don't want to be Debbie Downer, so let me say what I got to say and then get off here. Look here, I'm glad we won. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Lambeau Field, woohoo, kudos. Man, look here, I've been waiting 1 year to give Ryan Tannehill a new name. And I'm going to say this. If that man don't have a performance like he had last night, next week against the Bengals, I got another name for him. He owe us that. He owe us as fans that game next week.
Yeah.
I don't care nothing about Green Bay Lamb. I don't care. I've been waiting 1 year for some get back. That man cost us a Super Bowl. Because I promise you, we would have had a better performance in the Super Bowl than the Bengals did. I promise you. So he owe us some get back. So he better come with it. Now he ain't got to throw for 333 or whatever, but look here, he got to throw at least for 250, no interception, 2 touchdowns. We ought to be talking about Ryan Tannehill the next day, not Derrick Henry. That man owe us that. So keep playing, and I got a good name for him, all right? So I'm going to end it with that. Hey, real quick before I get off, man, hey, let me send some love to the East Magnet High School football team, Coach Jamal Stewart and his crew.
Nice.
Look here, we got a big game tonight at Smith County. It's another get-back game because we got hosed the first game. My son is a backup cornerback. So, look here, man. Love to them dudes because them dudes been playing. They've been balling all year. So, man, hey, show them dudes some love, man.
Absolutely.
I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one.
Absolutely.
Thank you for the call, Coach B.
Coach B, call in, man. Can we put him to the front, man? I don't know what it is. That voice kind of gets me at times. I'm like,
Not that good
just
voice.
reassuring, ain't it?
Yeah.
Just like,
he sounds like a coach.
He does. Coach B.
That's
You feel me?
exactly.
I'm just like, in back-to-back shoulder surgery.
Yeah, that's something, like you said, takes a lot of time to recover from.
I can roll with him on Tannehill, too. He was one of the
can,
first
too.
ones in January 22nd to hit us with.
Yeah.
He's a suckish quarterback. Like, he meant that. And if Tannehill stays in that box, man, I think we can all kind of live there a little bit, right?
Yeah. Imagine what Tannehill's probably thinking coming up this next game against Cincinnati. You know that's in the back of his mind. You know that's there.
Yeah.
You know he wants a little bit of sweet revenge.
Absolutely.
So it'll be interesting to see how
Smith
that all
County,
plays
by
out.
the way, shout out to East Magnet High School.
Yeah.
Eagles.
By the way, they're going to Smith County. Somebody told me a story this week. You know I'm all into baseball like this. They got a kid in Smith County that's throwing like 90 miles per hour as an 8th grader.
As an 8th grader?
As an 8th grader. I'm like, what the heck is in the water in Smith County?
My goodness.
Their football team pretty solid, Will?
Yeah, pretty good.
Pretty good.
So your kid's 14 and he's 8 feet tall.
I
So
mean,
what?
That's
all things are the same in a sense, but gee whiz.
This is from the NFL's policy and program for substances of abuse. And this gives more color to potential league discipline for Todd Downing, who was arrested for speeding in a DUI this morning in Williamson County. And this is for players, but possible suspension, possible discipline from the National Football League for him as well. According to the NFL's policy and program for substances of abuse, absent aggravating circumstances, discipline for a first offense DUI is suspension without pay for 3 games. Discipline for a second or subsequent offense is 8 games. So NFL policy says a first offense DUI is suspension without pay for 3 games. So possible league discipline coming for Titans offensive coordinator Todd Downing, who was arrested this morning for a DUI in Williamson County.
Yeah, based on precedent, it could be team and or league discipline.
So hear this out, too. The other part of this is going to send a ripple effect to everybody else across the league, too.
615-737-1045 is the number. We go to Mark up next on the phone lines. Good morning, Mark.
What's up, Mark?
Hey, how are you doing?
Good.
Hey, I love the Titans win, but it's kind of ironic that the offensive coordinator would make a bad decision, bad last-minute decision on and off the field all the time. But, I mean, what's he trying to do? He's got 124 seconds left. You got, first down. At the end, and you give him a chance to throw the ball. Yeah, it worked out, but that was probably not the best call in the world. Wouldn't you agree?
You cut out there for a moment, Mark. Which call are you talking about?
The last play?
Well, right at the last throw. Why you throw a ball when you got 124 seconds left? You got 4 downs. I mean, I realize you're going in a 2-minute warning, but you still got, 4 downs.
Yeah.
And you're still going to eat up the clock, kick it away. I mean, you know what? Tannehill likes to throw interceptions at the end of the game. So, he doesn't audible. He doesn't change anything. He throws in double coverage, if you call it, I mean, I like the guy when he throws accurate, but you got man-to-man most of the time when you got 7 in the box. But unfortunately, that's probably not the best decision to give Green Bay a chance to maybe intercept and have, 124 seconds left.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion.
I'll say this, too, about
Thanks,
that
Mark.
play. I think, one, you had a receiver that was capable of beating a guy the way he did. By the way, at the end of that play, we saw that Traylon Burks gave him the little guy. He pressed him down like, you too little.
Like, you're so cute.
Yeah, you're so cute. The other portion of that play, though, I'm with you. Yes, it's risky. Yes, it's just run the ball out. Yes, it's all of those things. But from my understanding, they did the exact same thing to the Titans when they played them last time in Lambeau when the game was over. So people don't forget.
No.
Okay? They simply don't forget. And also, you break tendencies. We used to do stuff like that all the time. Look, we're just going to air it out just to break a tendency right here. And that right there now becomes a bigger threat. It also puts everybody else on notice when it comes to guarding Traylon Burks, too.
Yeah.
The guy had a game.
And that's the thing. Reward him there at the end, too, right?
Had a game, man. I get your concern, but as a fan of the game, I wasn't opposed to that play.
No.
And even if you did give it up, you got them backed up, and it's still a 10-point game.
That's Mike Vrabel all day on that.
Yeah, 100%. No, that's my guy.
Oh, sorry.
615-737-1045 is the number. We go back to the phones. Buck Rising was in Green Bay last night. He's also up next in about an hour and a half. And he joins us with confirmation of this report about Titans offensive coordinator Todd Downing. Buck, it is a somber way for the Titans to react to this win last night. What can you tell us about what you know?
So, confirming the initial report by Terry McCormick, that Todd Downing was arrested for speeding and driving under the influence in Williamson County. I've talked to the Tennessee Highway Patrol probably about 10 minutes ago, and that is indeed the case. Yeah, it's a deeply unfortunate situation. Team got in a little after 3 a.m. He was processed, Todd Downing was, at about 4:39 in the morning, and yeah, it's a horrendous way to start arguably coming off of Todd's best performance as offensive coordinator. The problem, obviously goes much deeper than football because the organization gets free lift rides. There is zero excuse for something like this to happen. Ramon can speak to this better than I can, but of course there is drinking on team planes and celebrations, particularly after a win like that in certain circumstances, and it doesn't mean that Todd Downing has a drinking problem. It doesn't mean that any of this beyond the obvious poor judgment here. There does not need to be any grand assumptions leapt to about Todd Downing the way that I'm seeing flying fast and furiously throughout the course of the Twitter sphere, which I thought was supposed to be done by this morning, but here we are with all of this happening. And it's a deeply unfortunate situation. Whether he gets suspended, whether he's relieved of his duties with this team, I would be surprised if Todd Downing was fired for something like this. But Mike Vrabel's going to meet with the media at 11:30 today via Zoom, and obviously I'm going to carry that press conference live.
Buck, the NFL's policy and program for substances of abuse, absent aggravating circumstances, says the discipline for a first offense DUI is suspension without pay for 3 games. What any more insight or just kind of info can you give us on how this applies to coaches versus just players in terms of the NFL's policy here?
Yeah, it is an NFL policy, so that's a blanket statement that applies to people within the organization. Now, a lot of times we've seen that left up to team discretion in the same way that, things like the NFL's policy on Super Bowls and capacity and things like that are very much flexible and dependent on the situation. Not to draw a comparison between the two things, but just to say that just because there is a policy in place does not mean that there aren't certain circumstances that each organization has at their disposal. Now, I mean, the thing about all this, guys, is that for the Titans and for Todd Downing, they have a long weekend, for lack of a better term, to make any kind of decisions on this. I'm sure that Mike Vrabel is going to be. I'm honestly not sure how Mike's going to handle something like this because this is kind of a situation in recent memory without precedent. I don't really recall the last time something like this has happened, at least within our local sphere. So I would expect that there will be some form of suspension, but the duration of which I can't exactly speak to right now. I will tell you though, Will, that I woke up a lot of people in the organization to this news with phone calls this morning. So they found out the same way that all of us did.
Buck, I'm sure you'll end up talking to a few folks around the league when it comes to this type of stuff, but I'll say this because you brought it up, and I was hesitant to actually say something about it. But the team playing aspect, the locker room aspect, the culture aspect of what goes on in all sports, we just got a dose of reality of it here in Nashville. And with that being said, let's just also bring up the fact that the chains put around Taylor Heineke's necks, he was actually holding an alcoholic beverage too. This possibly changes.
He's getting a Bush sponsorship out of it, Ramon. This is not. This is something that's clear and obvious for everyone to see.
And what I'm saying is, I'm sure the folks you'll talk to will probably say now the league is probably going to crack down on all things team playing, team locker room, team parking lot related now because of this one.
They'll
try.
They can only try. I mean, right? There's nothing that they can. I mean, they can mandate everything that they want to, but again, it comes down to poor personal decisions.
Yeah.
And obviously, utilizing the things at your disposal. And we have no idea how much Todd Downing had to drink. I have seen zero as far as a blood alcohol level. Nobody has been able to confirm or either report that information. So we don't know just how far gone he might have been in this certain circumstance. And the speeding obviously makes it a worse infraction. Thank God nobody was hurt in all of this. But I think that the league the league is reactive more to optics than anything. And the optics of an offensive coordinator coming off a nationally televised performance where the Titans offense is the thing that's being talked about today, and him as the orchestrator with all the criticisms that he's been under, they are going to be reactive to the optics of what this is. Mm-hmm. I don't know how much more they can do, Ramon, they provide them free rideshare service. It is so easy in today's environment to avoid driving under the influence, no matter how much influence you're currently under. So drunk driving is drunk driving,
right?
And that is how this will be handled. But yeah, the league, there will be policies forthcoming revolving around this, because the worst thing for the NFL after a performance like that is the kind of headline that everybody woke up to this morning.
Yep.
Yeah, Buck, and you always look at these types of situations, just really unfortunate. You also have people saying, well, did they see Todd Downing? Did they know that he wasn't able to drive? Because we don't know any of that. Like you said, we don't know what the blood alcohol level was, but like those narratives are going to come out too. Could somebody call an Uber for him? It's just altogether just extremely messy.
Yeah, well, there's going to be plenty of questions asked of Mike Vrabel, of which I'm sure he's going to be totally thrilled to answer around situations not involving him personally. I mean, it's such a fine line, and it's almost like criticize. I hate to make a football comparison here, but it's almost like criticizing a play with results in hand.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like there are so many different ways that a situation like this could have been avoided. Could somebody have said something? Could somebody have seen something? Could somebody have stopped him? Could somebody have put him in a better position and said, hey, man, or, were the vibes high and everybody's having a good time? And, okay, you had I don't even want to speculate about how many drinks or what kind of drinks or anything like that, because I simply do not have that information. So that would be irresponsible to do so. And frankly, I think a lot of the conversation around this has already been irresponsible down to the way that it was initially put out there. Frankly, respectfully to Terry, he did get that report, but to post that screenshot without much of the context in hand, where it came from, who the arresting entity was, I don't like the kind of precedent that sets, which is gotcha journalism for the sake of, hey, not the way that you want to be celebrating a big performance in Green Bay. And like I said, Terry got the news. Credit to Terry in that spot, and the reporting is accurate. I think that a lot of this has left much to be desired about the process that got us here.
Right.
Well, much more information will come out today. Mike Vrabel will speak to the media at 11:30. You can hear that live on the Buck Rising Show. So stay locked in with Buck after we're done for the latest on this developing story. Buck, we appreciate the time, man, and we'll be listening coming up in about an hour and a half.
Well, I'm certainly going to have a lot to say.
You certainly will. Thanks, sir.
Buck.
Thanks,
all right,
Buck.
so there is Buck Rising with us. Appreciate him working a little bit overtime to confirm this story and to react to it with us. Things to discuss out of that conversation with Buck when we come back. More of your reaction on the phone lines at 615-737-1045. The Titans get the win, but Titans offensive coordinator Todd Downing arrested for a DUI early this morning. Lots to talk about today on Ramon, Kayla, and Will, 1045 The Zone.
Are you sick and tired of living with that constant pain in your knees and back? Joint pain doesn't just keep you from doing what you love. It affects your job, your relationships, even simple things like getting dressed. Has Ramon Foster, it's time to call QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics uses advanced regenerative medicine to restore and repair damaged joint tissue, giving you your life back. Your hips, shoulders, elbows, my left elbow right now. They can all be treated with natural biologics from our own body, powerful healing agents that are highly concentrated. And if you're tired of the steroid shots that don't work, or you're trying to avoid that needle surgery, call QC Kinetics now to schedule your free consultation. Learn about these exciting new cutting-edge treatments for pain caused by arthritis or injury. It's no drugs, no pain meds, no downtime. This is an all-natural treatment that can get you lasting relief. People here have been raving about the results. Appointments are available for this coming week. Call QC Kinetics. They're located in Nashville, Clarksville, and Murfreesboro. 615-249-4024. Again, it's 615-249-4024.
Friday edition of Ramon, Kayla, and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors on 104.5 The Zone with Ramon Foster and Kayla Anderson. I'm Will Bowling. Buck Rising joining us moments ago to confirm the report this morning from Terry McCormick, TitanInsider.com, that Titans offensive coordinator Todd Downing was arrested for a DUI and speeding this morning in Williamson County. That news also confirmed by NFL.com's Ian Rappaport today on a newsy morning for the Titans. That is certainly the bad news. Some good news from Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, friend of the show, that Titans outside linebacker Danico Autry, after suffering a knee injury last night, will get an MRI today. Source telling him he is doing, quote, good. Not believed to be major. Tests will determine the full scope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's good for him, man. He's been just an anchor for this group, man.
He blocked that extra point, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's been such an anchor for him. Just overall play presence and just production has been A1 for him. So that's real good news, Will.
Yeah. And it hurt me, though, last night when he was coming off the field.
Yeah.
They showed a shot of him at the bench.
Yeah.
And I think he was worried.
Yeah.
Like the worst
so,
news to come, right? He had his head down in his lap. I've never seen Danico like that.
What do we always say, though, athletes and their injuries?
They think the worst.
Always.
Yep.
Always.
Buck Rising as well today will carry Mike Vrabel's press conference live on the show 11:30 a.m. today. Is where you can hear Titans head coach Mike Vrabel reacting to the Todd Downing news. Not sure how he's going to react to it. As Buck kind of said, there's not really precedent for these kinds of things happening in Tennessee with his staff and his players. So time will tell what Mike Vrabel has to say today coming up at 11:30. And again, you can hear that live on the Buck Rising show here on The Zone. The one thing I wanted to react to before we get to more phone calls at the beginning of hour 4 is the suspension aspect of this, because NFL policy has a first offense DUI as a 3-game unpaid suspension. Buck Rising adding his notes that he will not speculate as to how long the suspension will be, but does expect some kind of suspension for Titans offensive coordinator Todd Downing.
I almost feel like the team will handle it in a sense. And we're not too far removed from Panda, y'all. It was reported certain stuff with him, and it was handled internally too. This is the first time with a coach. You know what I'm saying? Like this has happened in a smaller context, just not with a coach, as you've kind of alluded to. Will, like as coaching staff, no, doesn't happen. And again, we speak about the culture of everything that happens around locker rooms, planes, buses, and everything else with the league. Coach got caught. Coach was speeding. Coach did something illegal. Luckily, it was just him that got stopped, and it didn't have a crazier situation around this. As far as Downing's concerned, man, I do feel like now the league will probably step in on some things that they will try to control.
That's because it's coming, and unfortunately, this is how it goes. You come off a national game like that, a national streamed game, and now the attention is still very fresh, right? Because they just got the win. And this morning you wake up to this news. I'm already seeing national outlets tweeting this out. This wouldn't happen with, a Panda situation. That was kind of internal because, not a lot of people knew about it except for here in Nashville. Now this is on a national stage just hours after a win.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it was, too. I mean, it's illegal.
Yes.
You can Uber. Will has kind of been saying it on
Ubers.
break. Players get Uber credits. You're able to call them. I'll say this, at 4 o'clock in the morning when they land, 3 o'clock when they land, catch a ride with a coach maybe sounds like the best sensible thing to do, or wait on the Uber to show up at the FBS airport that you're flying out of. You don't fly out of BNA.
They've got Ubers all the time there,
FBS.
let me tell you
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. So it's so many different solutions we can go through now in hindsight, but I guarantee this won't happen again.
And we can confirm what Buck said as well. This is true, that every team employee for the Tennessee Titans gets free Ubers. All of them. Not just players, coaches, staffers. Titans employees get free Ubers. There is no excuse for something like this to happen. And now the ramifications will have to be dealt with. And again, Mike Vrabel will address what those consequences will be, at least internally, or what the process will look like next at 11:30 this morning, live as he speaks to the media on the Buck Rising Show. 615-737-1045 is the number. Antonio and Michael, you all will lead us off after the break. Appreciate you guys holding on with us on a very newsy morning on a Victory Friday after the Titans beat the Packers. 60 more minutes. 4 is up around Middle Tennessee. We finish off the show next on 104.5 The Zone.
It is 9:01. Good morning. I'm Jonathan Schaefer from the Superbook.com sports desk. Strong offensive performance from the Titans with Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry as they defeated the Packers 27-17 last night in Green Bay on Thursday Night Football. Tannehill, 22 of 27, 333 yards, 2 touchdowns, did have a pick. Derrick Henry, 87 yards on 28 carries. He did have a passing touchdown and also this.
Henry back in the game with 43 seconds to play in the half. Give Henry on the left side into the end zone. Touchdown, Titans! Derrick Henry to pay dirt, and the Titans cash in on the great field position.
For Derrick Henry, his 10th rushing touchdown of the season, 5th straight year he's done that. Also becomes the 5th player in league history to accomplish that feat. Titans never trailed. They've won 2 in a row, including those 2 wins in 5 days. They've won 7 of their last 8. Unfortunately, bad news for the Titans this morning. Offensive coordinator Todd Downing arrested early this morning in Williamson County in charge of DUI and speeding. He posted bond before 7 a.m. To the ice, the Predators defeated the Islanders 5-4. Nashville's won 3 in a row, all at home. It's their longest winning streak of the season. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and the Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Fourth and final hour on Victory Friday for the Tennessee Titans. 27-17 over the Packers last night in the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field with Ramon Foster and Kayla Anderson. I'm Will Bowling. We are Ramon, Kayla, and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors and punching the buttons behind the glass. The best producer in the world. Jonathan Schaefer is his name.
The best producer in the world!
615-737-1045 is how you talk to him so you can talk to us. As we begin the fourth quarter of the show with Antonio up first. Good morning, Antonio.
What's up, Antonio?
Hey, good morning, guys. How we doing?
Oh, we're fine. Good morning.
Great. I want to touch on 2 things real quick. One of the first things I want to touch on is, man, were you guys not excited the last 2 weeks? I mean, there were 3 awesome things that happened within this last week and a half. One, Philly got beat. It shut up A.J. Brown completely. That's one. That's awesome right there by itself. 2, back-to-back wins in 5 days.
Yeah.
Killer. Absolute killer. So, for me, I know that we're a little overshadowed by the Todd Downing thing right now this morning. But, man, hats off to my guys, man. I've been a Titans fan since we first played in Vanderbilt Stadium.
Yeah.
So, for me to go through this, nobody's been more beat up than we have been the last 3 years in a row. And we still keep finding ways to win, hands down. So, I really want to come on and get you guys' opinion and let you guys talk about it. I appreciate you guys. You guys do an awesome job, and thanks so much for taking my call.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the call.
Absolutely. Great showing from the team last night.
Yeah, absolutely.
All 3 phases,
really
right?
The heart.
Yeah.
Both sides.
All 3 phases played a part last night. It was beautiful.
Yeah. And the injuries, you guys. When Danico went down, I was like, this team just can't get a break.
Yeah.
Injury, and it's big injuries. It's not like guys that you can maybe be like, okay.
Yeah.
No, it's big
it's
names.
guys that play big roles. Exactly. So, but to say this too, kind of knocking on wood right here, kind of escaped some stuff too, right?
Yeah.
Awesome,
you hope the Danico news is good. It seems like it's going to be so.
Yeah.
615-737-1045 is the number. We go to Michael in Lebanon up next. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, y'all. How y'all doing on this glorious, victorious Friday?
We're great.
We're good. Appreciate that.
Doing great. Man, I wanted to touch on 2 wonderful plays, man, I saw last night. One, I believe it was Austin for second catch whenever he did that slant off to the left going towards the sideline. And Tannehill just delivered it right above the defender's hands and right into that tall tight end's hands. You know what I mean? Like, that's how you utilize your tight ends, you know, and that's what we've been really needing to look for out of him, and it perfectly executed. And then the second play is whenever Traylon Burks caught that second deep bomb.
Yeah.
And he was pretty much covered up. And then Traylon Burks was like, "You're going to come with me. I'm going to catch the ball, and I'm going to drag you with me. So you're going to have to take me to the ground."
Yeah.
You know,
no doubt.
I mean, but that right there is what we need out of Traylon Burks. You know what I mean? Like, we need that big physicality out of him, catch the ball, and carry defenders with you. And I really believe Traylon Burks is going to be out. I don't really like the whole A.J. Brown talk because A.J. Brown's gone. He's with the Eagles, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But Traylon Burks, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate y'all's call. I love y'all's show. I listen to it every day, all day long.
Thank you, Michael.
Y'all have a great and glorious Friday.
Absolutely.
Thank
Happy
you.
Thanksgiving, too, man.
Absolutely.
Throw
Appreciate
that in
the
there,
call.
too, for free.
Chig can do that too.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta love.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think the positive of that, too, guys, is that we've seen the in-breaking routes and we've seen those play-action slants over the middle to Chig and to Traylon. We started to see more of the vertical routes to those two again last night. And that's been the dimension of this offense that needed to be put back in place to just cause those linebackers to not rush at Derrick Henry as quickly.
Yeah. Yep.
For sure.
By the way, too, Chig, I heard Blaine and Mickey speaking about this yesterday, too, and Blaine was just like, he got to block a little bit. I co-sign Blaine on that.
Sure.
It was a TFL on Derrick last night, and the culprit that kind of caused it was Chig.
Both of them.
By the way, Mickey's my guy, too. Me and him went back and forth on Twitter last night, and, of course, I had my victory lap and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, Mickey, you're my guy, man.
You're my guy.
Shout out to the gang.
615-737-1045, the number. We go to Adrian in Columbia up next on the phone lines. Good morning, Adrian.
Good morning. How's it going?
Good morning.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to call and say, man, it was a great win last night. The team looked great. Tannehill looking like Arthur Smith was the offensive coordinator out there. So I just want to say hopefully that's a good omen for the next upcoming games. And I don't want to talk too much about Todd Downing. You know, I played football in college and everything, and I understand like how the locker room and the airplane is. Like it's not something that I say that, like you say, they have so many different ways to get home. That shouldn't even have been a problem. But I guarantee you he wasn't the only drunk player on the plane. Or I'm not going to say drunk. He wasn't the only player intoxicated by alcohol last night that went home. But, you know, you just got to make better decisions when you're in the public eye like that. Yeah. But I really just want to say, man, this defensive line, hey, Walker, hey, man, I know John Robinson done made some choices that didn't pan out. But when it comes to just picking players, just good players and role players, I think it really goes under the radar how good he is at picking up players and putting them into our system, and they're doing good. And that's all I just wanted to say, man. Tighten up. I love y'all's show. Have a great day.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
Those are some dogs.
Dogs. Not the Georgia ones, but
No.
dogs.
Yeah.
We got to be careful making statements like that, though, if you have no idea how many guys were drunk or how many guys were in this situation. You know, these things happen. Like let's pull back on that a little bit and again reinforce that every single team employee gets free Ubers. Because these things happen. Well, you shouldn't be putting someone else's health in danger by doing that, and your own.
Yeah.
So these things can't happen. I don't want to. I just want to be careful with that.
I'm with you on that.
Just
I'm with you on it.
We go next to Chris in Nashville at 615-737-1045. Hey, Chris.
Good morning, guys. Thanks
Morning.
for taking my call.
Absolutely.
Actually, man, this is my second day in a row, man. I'm getting addicted to the show.
Love it. Welcome.
You say that like that's a
let's
bad
make it 3
thing.
on Monday. Come on.
Yeah, come on, man.
No, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Appreciate it.
I just want to comment a little bit on Todd Downing, man. It's a catch-22. I mean, this guy has taken a lot of heat in Nashville the last couple of years, and I can understand why he had a drink. Also, on the plane, you know he's drinking. You've seen him on the plane drinking. Nobody else offered to help this guy out.
Yeah.
And then also, I can understand why he gets drunk or takes a drink, because he had the best game of the season, I think, by far. And, of course, he wants to celebrate because he has taken so much flack from Nashville. I'll just sit back, guys, and listen.
Appreciate the call right there, man.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
You're a player.
I know.
You guys are happy after wins.
We are. It's just I'm double-edged sword here in a sense. There's so many unspokens about it. It's just like this pretty much just shines a light on what happens. I mean, I ain't gonna say what's the difference, because you're in a position of power and influence when you're a player, coach, personnel of a team too. And it's inexcusable. Very much so. We've seen these situations create a national storyline with, of course, what happened with the Raiders and Andy Reid and
son.
Just former Vol players. Everybody's kind of had some effect on this. And the last thing you want to do is make an excuse for a person that can take a person's life through DUI and stuff like that, or their own. And it's a very fine line in which I'm walking and trying to really explain how this goes and what goes on around it. As far as the team playing bust, locker room, and everything else that the NFL culture, NBA, NHL, MLB, MLS, all cultures kind of have. But it does come down to responsibility of it all. It's self-explanatory to say, yeah, Ty, you've had a few to drink. Catch an Uber home. It's also one of those situations where this type of stuff is a norm.
Well, and we're just starting to see a lot more of that out there, too, on social media nowadays, because you see the plane celebrations like, was it Taylor Heineke?
Taylor Heineke.
That did that last weekend. And I know that now it's more visible, too, that they're showing these videos.
Plane rides
where we
back.
never saw any of that before, guys. It's almost like you guys didn't, as players and teams, it's kind of like what we do is what we do. But now, it's out there now, too.
It's out there now.
People see it.
The other part of it is, too, and we all possibly need to take responsibility for it, too, in the sense of, okay, how many of us walked out of stadiums?
Right. A couple of other precedents for this around the NFL. Jets offensive line coach John Benton was arrested for a DUI back in March. And Joe Cullen of the Detroit Lions arrested for a DUI. That was in 2006 when he was the defensive line coach of the Lions. In that context, he was suspended for 1 game by the NFL for conduct detrimental to the league and was sentenced to 10 days of community service. That was a while ago. I don't believe there was ever a suspension for John Benton, the Jets offensive line coach.
I don't think so.
Back in March. In the research that I've done here over the last 20 minutes or so, cannot find any record of that. So, not 100% according to league policy that assistant coaches are suspended for these things, but as Buck Reising told us in the previous hour, and he'll have much more reaction coming up starting in 45 minutes, he expects some kind of suspension but cannot speak to the severity of what that will look like.
Right.
Worst thing is Todd Downing has Tim Kelly behind him.
Well, yeah.
Well, as far as his job concerned,
Right.
I don't want to I want to separate the law from his job.
And speaking to as well what the caller mentioned about nobody helped him and people were probably with him and knew. I don't want to speculate too much on that. We'll learn more when Mike Vrabel speaks to the media at 11:30. I'm sure he will be asked, were you guys aware what was going on? Were there offers to help him get home? Why was an Uber not called? Things like this. So we will get more info on that. But at this point, we'll keep telling you the facts. We'll tell you what we know, and that is something we don't know quite yet, and will later this morning. When we come back, Teresa Walker from the Associated Press joins the conversation. We react to the breaking news this morning of Todd Downing's arrest early this morning in Middle Tennessee. But we also recap a big win for the Titans last night in Lambeau. The passing game gets going. Teresa gives her thoughts. Coming up next on Ramon, Kayla, and Will, 104.5 The Zone. Friday edition of Ramon, Kayla, and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors on 104.5 The Zone. With 11-year NFL veteran Ramon Foster and Kayla Anderson, I'm Will Bowling. Jonathan Schaefer making the show happen. As we're joined by the GOAT, Teresa Walker of the Associated Press, our good friend on the Mark Spain Real Estate Hotline this morning, the queen of reporting in Nashville, Tennessee. Good morning, Teresa. Just a little bit to talk about today.
There's absolutely nothing to talk about this morning. I mean, big road win, 7th and 8th games. And then, we all wake up this morning to, Terry McCormick's report that the offensive coordinator, Todd Downing, is arrested. And he's already out on bond, $2,500 worth out of the jail there in Williamson County. Not in this day and age of Uber, you name it, there's just so many options that that's the part that just makes it a little. I haven't had to deal with one of these in a very, very long time.
Teresa, what can you tell us about possible discipline? I know the league's policy for players mandates on a first offense of a DUI a 3-game unpaid suspension. There was an offensive line coach for the Jets back in March who was not suspended for a similar circumstance. What do you expect the next step to be from the Titans?
Well, we'll find out because Mike Vrabel talks to us in around 11:30 on a Zoom today. I just got a statement from the Titans saying, the usual, they're aware of the reports and are gathering additional information. But that's the thing. And the tough part about this is, what is the one phrase that Mike Vrabel uses the most? Don't do dumb stuff to hurt the team. This definitely comes under that category because the offense is coming off of its very best performance this season. You could almost argue since Todd Downing took over as coordinator last year. Yes, I know they won 12 games last year, but the fact of the matter is they went into Green Bay and that 10-minute 18-play drive, even though it came up with no points. I mean, that was just I think it was Brian Baldinger earlier this week comparing him to like a mamba or a python, just squeezing the life out of things. That's exactly what that drive was, stealing the will essentially out of the Green Bay Packers. And then to come back and do this in the day and age of Uber, Lyft, shoot, sleeping in the office if you need to. I mean, there's just so many options. So that's what makes it just a little bit the timing of these are always surprising, but this was probably one of the worst possible moments for this to happen.
Yeah, yes, it was, Teresa. But as you said, too, about the play call in the game in general from last night, were you shocked as efficient as they were offensively as you've ever been watching the Titans when it comes down to the play call or giving these plays?
Well, that's the thing. Part of the thing that I think that allowed them to be as creative as they were, they stayed on the field.
Yeah.
I mean, what's been the biggest problem for this offense the last year and a half is too many 3-and-outs. I'm sorry, but it's tough to do a jump pass with Derrick Henry when you can't get down into the red zone often enough. I mean, number one in the red zone scoring touchdowns, but the problem is simply that they weren't staying on the field long enough. I mean, they were able to get into the playbook, do some things. That one play where Ryan Tannehill looks to the sideline, acts like he doesn't know what's going on. We've seen the direct snap to Derrick Henry many times. That was his 3rd touchdown pass of his career. But the thing is, needed to simply stay on the field longer, and I think that's what allowed them. I mean, Mike Vrabel has made it clear in his coaching tenure that he likes trick plays, right? He likes to do things up, mix things up. This is a guy who, as a defensive player, scored 12 touchdowns in his own career. He likes this stuff. But the problem is, you have to literally be on the field to get into the playbook and do some of this stuff.
And another thing that we saw, and that's why I want to ask you, is this sustainable for this Titans offense, no matter who's calling the plays, with the way they played and executed? Some of those balls Tannehill was throwing, only the tight end, only the wide receiver can get to him. And I thought they made a bunch of comeback catches last night, to which we haven't seen much in this offense. This sustainable for this team?
I think it is. I mean, when Tannehill is playing like that, that's what made last year kind of the aberration, right? When we saw the interceptions, which was a very touchy subject most of this offseason, okay? Trust me, there was one time when I tried to ask Pat O'Hara about it, and he said, we've moved on from that, Teresa. Yes, but when he's throwing like that, and that's the guy that they've had since he moved into the starting lineup. I think it was CBS Sports tweeted out the stat. There's only a couple quarterbacks in the entire NFL who have more wins since Week 7 of 2019 than Ryan Tannehill, and that's Pat Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. And guess what? Mahomes is only 4 wins ahead of Ryan Tannehill. So, and Pat Mahomes didn't play 9 games last year without Derrick Henry.
Yeah, that's a great point. And no doubt that Ryan Tannehill has definitely got his groove back this season in terms of just, for the most part, protecting the ball. And I know he threw that interception. We've kind of broke down that too, it not looking as bad as we initially thought it was. But I want to talk about one of the weapons that has kind of showed out for this offense in the last few games, Teresa. We saw him in camp have hit that connection with Tannehill, and that's Austin Hooper, a guy that they picked up in the offseason, and he really has kind of started to come on strong here in this game. 4 catches, just 36 yards, but 2 touchdowns, and that one from Tannehill finding him in the end zone. What a beauty. What has allowed Hooper to kind of break out of his shell here?
Well, I think it's, maybe it's just more timing. He said, I think after last week's game, getting open, so maybe literally he is playing better. But, you mentioned some of the passes that Tannehill was throwing. Yeah. The pass to Hooper in the end zone was initially ruled incomplete, and you could see Mike Vrabel with the challenge flag in his hand. It's like, really, are you going to make me throw this? This was a touchdown, and they that was a rare reversal that we've seen to happen like that. It was almost hilarious. You could see the thought bubbles, right? You didn't need closed captioning to understand what was going on. So it's very, very interesting. I can't wait to see what happens with when you've got Hooper available, Chigga-Quonkwo, Traylon Burks, his first 100-yard game. Now, granted, part of it was that little what shall we call that? First down clincher there just before the 2-minute mark. Yep. It was really, really impressive there, the way that they did that. And that's the thing. This offense is now, this is why we expected to have a better offense going into the season, was for this very reason, right? Because we saw in training camp, we saw guys catching a lot of balls. We saw that Ryan Tannehill in training camp. We saw guys catching balls. And then suddenly we get to the season and they lose Racey McMath, and Kyle Phillips gets hurt early. He's on IR. Traylon Burks goes on IR. And when you've got that left defense is, okay, we're going to pay attention to Robert Woods, Austin Hooper as a former 2-time Pro Bowler. We're going to focus our attention on the guys we know. That's part of the issue, right? So now there's more people back. I truly think having Traylon Burks back is a huge, huge piece for this team, for this offense, and allows them to blossom. And again, a bigger thing, let's face it, Ryan Tannehill was playing really, really well. You could tell. He was rusty to start in his return last week. That 2-minute drive right before the first half seems to have got him into gear. That, let's face it, that was his best game of the season.
Mm-hmm. I would not argue with that, Teresa. But let's give the defense some credit. Continues to do what they do without key pieces. No Bud Dupree in this game. Danico Autry got hurt, but they came in with a plan. First, they wanted to be the more physical team. That's exactly what this team did. They wanted to shut down the run, and they held Green Bay to just 56 yards rushing. Teresa, it never ceases to amaze me what this defense does.
I think we lost Teresa there, actually, real quick. Just dropped off for some reason. I had a bad connection or something. we will get her back on and give you the chance to ask that again. She is back with us again. Sorry about that,
T's
Teresa.
back.
Kayla, go ahead.
That was an us problem. I'm sure it wasn't you.
T, did you hear my question?
I heard the first part of it.
Yeah, I was just speaking about the defense, and they came in with a game plan. They wanted just to be the more physical team all around, did that. They also wanted to shut down the run, holding Green Bay to just 56 yards rushing, doing it without some key pieces again. It never ceases to amaze me just how solid this group is.
It is kind of stunning what they've done. I mean, going into this week, they've used, 24 different players on defense. And, yes, we saw Jeff Simmons back, but, that was just a yeoman's effort by Simmons to be in that game. And, the sack that he got at the end, that was a coverage sack. Christian Fulton's on the sideline at that game. The hamstring that's been bugging him, finally forces him to the sideline. And, the faces keep changing, but here's a couple pieces that haven't changed. Kevin Byard in that secondary. I mean, it almost feels like, in 2020 when this defense was the worst on third down, it feels like Kevin Byard kind of learned a lot because he was trying to do too much.
Yes.
And, he knows. He talked to us a lot about how he needed to be better. I think part of that is, communication has been the biggest thing, making sure that they're talking to guys and being in the right spots. And, they've cut down those explosive plays. Did Aaron Rodgers make some passes down the field last night? Yes, he is still Aaron Rodgers. But, he also was helped by the fact that his receiver quit running on that fourth down play late in the game. It's like, dude, what did you think that Rodgers couldn't get the ball to you? So, that's a team that right now is just a hot mess. But, with Byard in that secondary, Hooker, was practicing some this week, thought he might be able to get back, and said he misses a third straight game. Byard has been the constant thing in that secondary. And then David Long in the middle there, just thumping guys. And then, T.R. Tart, yes, I know that he went down a couple times. There were some questions. Tennessee Vol fans, I'm sure, had some flashbacks to the Ole Miss game.
Can confirm.
Oh, my goodness.
But considering what happened at the end of the first quarter, I don't know about you, Ramon, but I don't have a problem with that because, it's Aaron Rodgers. He played his game getting that ball off with 5 seconds left at a time when most people just start heading to the other end. And so it's gamesmanship. And credit to this coaching staff. I noticed on the NFL.com write-up last night that their third thing was like Mike Vrabel putting together Coach of the Year candidacy. Dude, he is the defending, reigning AP NFL Coach of the Year for what he did last year, and I would make the argument that what he's doing this year is even more impressive. They finished last season with 26 players on IR. They're at 15 now, 13 games into this season, and yet they just keep finding ways to do things and make the plays, and 7 of 8. And guys, 2 of the losses, in overtime at Kansas City with Malik Willis as your quarterback, and the other one you miss a field goal in your opener. So this is a team that is this close, coulda, woulda, shoulda, to 9-1.
Teresa Walker of the Associated Press with us this morning on Ramon, Kayla, and Will. Teresa, the Titans had 5 tackles for loss yesterday, and David Long had 3 of them. What can you say about what this guy is continuing to do? And him and Hollywood Cole, Dylan Cole right beside him, are really turning into a pretty good pairing.
Dylan Cole, who was picked up, in the middle of the season last year, yet again because of injuries, and he just keeps taking advantage of his opportunity. David Long, he was one of those guys. I wasn't sure he was going to play last night. He went down a couple of times, maybe even 3 times in the Denver game with a stinger, and yet he's back out on that field again. John Robinson gets a lot of hammering for the mistakes and the busts on the first round picks that he's had, the early picks. Isaiah Wilson will hang around his neck forever, I'm sure, but he deserves credit for finding guys like David Long, who, a 5th rounder who's come in and just become a big key piece of this front 7 for this defense.
Yeah, when it comes to this defense, so like having the support of trying to find out what your offense is based on this defense, and also Ryan Stonehouse. Those two parts right there are working hand in hand. This Titans defense and Ryan Stonehouse. I feel like I'm a broken record and trying to bring recognition to those, but it's a thing of beauty to watch them do work.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this kid, I mean, the instant I knew that this was a true competition is you just had to hear Stonehouse hit the ball, right?
Right.
And you could, he hits it with a thump, all right, that makes you think, and you have to look, whoa. And then you start looking at the hang time. And I was doing 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
When you can get to 5 Mississippi, that is allowing your guys to get down there and cover. So that's the fun part, right?
Yeah.
And he just keeps building on that. And I mean, let's not forget, a week ago on Sunday, he kicked off 3 times and 2 of them were touchbacks.
Yeah.
So this another undrafted find that they managed to convince and come in and compete against a 3-time Pro Bowler and Brett Kern. It's not easy to get guys to come compete for jobs on a winning team because it's easy to say, I'm not going to have a chance.
Teresa, and you know this as well as anyone, and Kayla's covered baseball as well. It's kind of like when you talk about a home run hitter, and the best compliment you can give a slugger is it just sounds different coming off the bat. I've never heard it said it sounds different coming off the foot for a punter, but if it's ever been true, it's true about this guy.
Oh, without a doubt. Now, I'm sorry, I'm married to a former punter who was a walk-on for 1 year at UT and coached Ramon by the late George Casco.
Okay.
T flexing.
I see you, T.
I love it.
And by the way, T, you know my respect for you is all the way through the roof, but when you give a free agent shout-out the way that you do.
Undrafted guy.
Okay?
Undrafted.
Just open up the entire room, okay? It's yours.
Well, that's the thing. You know, this is where the Titans do deserve credit. They've had some draft issues, that's for sure. But the undrafted, Tier Tart was an undrafted guy, and yet he is just a crucial piece of this defensive front. So, I mean, that this scouting department is doing the work, and you know they're convincing guys to come here and come here and not just fill out a roster, but compete. That it's a skill, and it is not easy.
Yeah.
Teresa Walker has been our guest at Teresa M. Walker. Give her a follow on Twitter. Doing a great job covering the Titans and much, much more, as always, for the Associated Press here in the state of Tennessee. Teresa, we appreciate the time as always. Thank you.
My pleasure. And, Mike Vrabel will talk to us in just under 2 hours.
Yep.
So I think I know what my first question is.
I think so too.
Me too, T.
Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you, Teresa.
All right, there is Teresa Walker with us this morning on the Mark Spain Real Estate Hotline. Appreciate her giving us a couple of minutes on a very busy Friday morning covering the Titans today. 615-737-1045. We finish off the show. Get to Alvin and Kevin on the phone lines to wrap things up. Coming up next, as you listen to Ramon, Kayla, and Will, one more segment for the week on 104.5 The Zone.
Change is coming and you need to be prepared for it. Hey, this is Ramon Foster. Did you know that new regulations are coming soon that could increase the price of replacing your older HVAC system by over 20%? And that's why you need to act now and get that older system replaced by my friends at Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. They offer 18 months with no payments, and you can lock in today's price and not have to pay until spring of 2024. Or you can get up to $1,500 off a new HVAC system. Spring Hill Heating and Cooling is always backed by 10-year parts and labor warranties on York products. And Spring Hill Heating and Cooling is also a York certified comfort expert company. If you need repair work also, they offer free service calls with their repairs plus low monthly payments on those repairs. They are the heating and cooling company that can take care of all your HVAC needs. Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, available anytime at springhillac.com.
Tailgate season, and Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits is your place to go to get your favorite cocktail, get a bottle of something for your tailgate, whether it's Titans, whether it's whatever's going on every single weekend. And they have got another weekly cocktail for you at Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits, Creekside Crossing, right next to Publix off of Old Hickory Boulevard in Brentwood. They've got for you a Jack Rose, grenadine, Applejack, a little bit of lemon, a dash of bitters, spirit forward with a refreshing fruity undercurrent that makes it easy to drink. A great autumn cocktail choice. And Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits has everything that you need. They're going to give you all the parts to all the cocktails we give you every single Friday right here on Ramon, Kayla, and Will. Go by, see their selection, pick up a cocktail, or pick up a bottle that you like. It's a great gift as well during the holiday season. That's Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits, Creekside Crossing, right next to Publix in Brentwood. One final segment of Ramon, Kayla, and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors, 104.5 The Zone. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Appreciate voice of the Titans, Mike Keith. I'm sure he is exhausted getting home early this morning from Green Bay. Appreciate him giving us a couple of minutes, as well as Teresa Walker. Late night for all parties.
Yeah, it was.
So appreciate you guys hanging out with us on the phone lines as well. We got a couple more calls to get to before we get out of here. Alvin in Nashville is up next. Good morning, Alvin.
Morning, Alvin.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Hey, I just want to touch on two things. Yesterday I seen how the continuity with the offensive line, how they was doing real good. And I actually want to ask Ramon or something on that. What do you think about Brewer? Not saying that Ben Jones is not good, but Brewer is horrible at guard. But moving him at center and moving Ben Jones over at guard. Also, when what's his name? Hooker, 37. When he comes back, maybe him and 47. I can't think of his name either.
Andrew Adams. Yep.
They can maybe, in some schemes move the safety and move down to the slide. Go back and forth with that. I would like to see that. And also, I want to touch on the Ty Downing thing. I have a CDL. I'm a truck driver over the road. That's why when I call in, y'all probably hear a lot of racket in the back.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm at home. So to say, as a grown man, that you can't wait to get home, and you can have a little sweet, have a little shot or something, and that's it, and just drink when you get home. I have a responsibility. I have a family. I have a wife and I have kids. Right. So to sit here and say that, hey, all the things that the Titan fans are putting him through, he deserves it. No, who deserves it is the Titan players. How many games have they played since Sunday?
Yeah, 2.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're the ones that need to drink, because I play football, and if you have never been in a fight, and I'm not saying like it, but it's like being in a fight. And how many plays do they play? They're the ones that deserve the drink. They're the ones putting their body through this. You're not. You know what I'm saying? You have to be accountable. And this is my thing I want to touch on. The Titans, from what I understand, John Robinson and them, that's why some players that's really good in the draft, they veer away from because of how they act and all this image and all this stuff. I really want to see what they're going to do with this situation.
Yeah.
Are they going to sweep it under the rug or whatever? Because my thing is, at the end of the day, you're a grown man. You're accountable for your actions.
Right.
I know I'm over the road. I have hundreds of lives in my hand when I'm driving. Why would I sit there and drink knowing I got all them people's lives in my hand?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Alvin.
My thing is, you're a grown man. You're accountable.
Yep.
And you also have, like you said, they have so many things that us people out here that everyday life don't have. We can't just, call the company and say, hey, I need an Uber. We can't do that. This is everyday life.
Yeah.
Y'all do. So you have to be accountable for your actions.
Right.
And I ain't gonna listen.
Appreciate it, Alvin. We got to move on because we are kind of up against it here at the end of the show. But I think legit stuff there on the Todd Downing situation.
No
on
moving Ben.
No, Ben Jones is a center at this point as long as he's played. Aaron Brewer is better as a center, but Ben Jones is you can't move that guy for sure. One final call goes to Kevin in Pleasant View this morning to wrap things up. What's going on, Kevin?
What's up, Kev?
Hey, morning, guys. Really love listening. Second time calling in.
Thank you.
When I called in the last time, I believe we were in a situation where we were talking about the Titans and how offensively they compare to teams with great defenses and with the quarterback. And my question for you guys is, now that we've seen everything that we've seen, we know what we have offensively. And granted, Ryan Tannehill is a better passer than Trent Dilfer. Is the defense Baltimore good enough for that year when they won with Trent Dilfer to win a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Thanks, Kevin.
I don't know if they're even as Titans good as they were that year, because that Titans defense that year was
something
remarkable
serious.
too.
Right.
I'll say this in terms of the run defense and the pass rush.
Yes.
You're in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
The secondary is, Christian Fulton he got mossed by Christian Watson last night in the end zone.
On a broken play, though.
A broken play.
Well, and that's not downing the secondary.
But the hit that he made on Aaron Jones on a swing pass to the far sideline of the left side in the first half got by a tight end and popped Aaron Jones in the backfield. And Rodgers was pissed because he was like, I thought I had something there.
Yeah.
And Christian Fulton overcame a tight end block and made a play. He's got a little thud to him tackling the ball carrier that You don't get a lot from secondaries and cornerback ones, so to speak.
Biggest thing he needs.
It caught my eye.
Biggest thing the secondary need, first and foremost, only thing right now, health.
Yeah, they do.
That hamstring injury
That's it.
keeps on popping up.
That's it.
And I was surprised not to see Elijah Molden.
Me
Better
too.
to have caution there.
Yeah.
But 10 days, I think we're going to see a lot more Titans healthy next Sunday.
Get some rest.
Revenge
That's all
game.
I got to say.
That's right. Next week, we are back at it 6 a.m. bright and early Monday morning. Appreciate Teresa Walker, Mike Keith, and you for hanging out with us. The Buck Rising Show is up next. Mike Vrabel will address the media live at 11:30. You can hear that right here on Buck's show on the Zone. But before we get out of here, a message to the people from Ramon Foster to send you away for this weekend.
Real quick on behalf of the show, too, man, I thank everybody, man. Condolences to the people and players and families at University of Virginia. We hadn't said that enough, man. That's tough. That's hard to cancel their game this weekend. And on top of that, man, enjoy your weekends. Be safe. And remember, Twitter fingers and your mic is always hot.